are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day. And, man, we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. That will do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, it's sports with our buddy Brandon Kravitz. We'll talk what's happening in the world of sports. 5 o'clock hour, we'll do trivia. 6 o'clock, we'll end it up with Ross Thoughts, Ray Trendley, and Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
You know, Arizona doesn't have to deal with this.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can watch us do our thing. Just click onto our YouTube channel right there through the website and give us a like and a subscribe. Hop in the chat room and mix it up. That's all right there on YouTube. How is it going today, guys? I'm glad to see everybody made it here with daylight savings time.
Happy you made it here.
Yeah. I'll tell you my entire thing. Just real quick. Did anybody else get their ass kicked by daylight savings time this year for some reason? Did it hit anybody odd like it did me?
No.
Man, this may be like the most dramatic year of daylight savings for me. For some reason,
Really?
I sat straight up in bed this morning after only sleeping 2 hours. I always say it the wrong way.
I always say the bug. Are you talking about the rhythm?
Yeah, the circadian rhythm.
Yeah, I always call it
circadian.
I always call it the circadian. Cicada? Yeah.
Circadian.
Yeah, but it is blanked up today, man. I have to tell you, I have not slept much.
Well, be glad you didn't have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because they say that's on the rise.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
they do. Yeah.
Well, God, cross your fingers and make it through the day.
How much of a percent spike do you think there is in heart attacks?
Oh, my God,
this
are you
Monday?
serious?
I
On
am
the
very
Monday
serious.
after.
I have
It's a measurable thing.
I have it
is.
in Woke News.
2%.
All right. Jack, you probably know.
No, I don't, but I'll guess 8.
3.
24.
Are you kidding?
Yes. Let's see. Today could prove hazardous for some, right, when it comes to your health. When most people here in the United States move our clocks forward, hospitals report a 24% spike in heart attacks on the ensuing Monday.
Wow, man.
Today.
Well, I know this. It just, for some reason, it usually never gets me, but I guess because of what happened Friday, it set my clock off even weirder because Friday was quite a ride.
Well, your body is, literally trying to heal.
I mean, I can't get over that daylight savings time might be the biggest killer in human history.
Yeah.
Black plague.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And the exact reason they don't know, but they do believe that lost hour of sleep plays a really big role because it disrupts your body's natural rhythm. Your heart's racing early in the morning.
Yeah, that bug rhythm.
And, I'm taking, because what happened Friday, I'm taking steroids. So on top of that, I'm jacked up on roids.
Ooh, you working out?
Great.
Yeah, I hit the weight room, man. I'm just absolutely just stacked right now.
You don't even know what to say right there.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how foreign you are from the gym. You forgot you didn't. I'm just stabbed. What happens? What do you call it when you work out?
Okay,
Go
so
with-
it wasn't
go with-
that convincing.
Go with swole.
Yeah, swole.
That's the word I was trying to find. Anyway,
You're getting stabbed and swole.
so Friday, by the way, thank you guys for covering for me on Friday. I appreciate that very much.
Show title already.
Yeah. What you guys don't know out there is I've been suffering from this weird thing on the right side of my face for a while, and actually got to the point where I talked to my wife the other night. I was like, I guess I probably should have this thing looked at. It's been bothering me. So what happened was this. So my back right bottom molars, I guess.
Back right
So
bottom.
and a lot of
Stage
people,
right,
and
stage
a lot of people, my right, by the way. A lot of people, I guess, deal with this very thing and don't even really know it. How many of you guys? Any of you guys use a bite guard?
I did till I broke it.
Because when you sleep, you gnash your teeth so bad. Have you been told by any doctors that you do this, or dentist? Ross, have you been ever asked? Jack, have you ever been asked?
No, but my wife as of this past week, my daughter has been told as well.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that they want us to spend $300 and something on a
Bite guard.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So I got to tell you, you know what's cheaper than $300?
Or not cheaper?
Yeah, you're not cheaper than $300. Look, man, whatever it takes, buy the bite guard.
Okay.
So Friday, I'd had this pain in the right side of my face. Now, what started happening is I thought I'd hurt myself because about that same time I was moving some stuff around the house. It was kind of heavy, and I thought I just kind of pulled something in my neck, and it wouldn't go away. I could not look directly up or directly to my right. And that's been happening for about 2.5 months. I haven't said a bunch about it because
You haven't said anything about it.
Because it's just one of those things I don't say anything about. There's no reason to say anything about it. It's just a pain in the ass. You get old, you get these little nooks and cranny aches and pains. It happens.
I like to call it Michael Keaton Batman neck. You got that Batman neck.
Yeah. I could not look up or to the right. Now I could look dead left, no problem. So that's what led me to believe. So what happened was this. So I cracked my two back right molars on the bottom. All right, they were cracked in half.
Sleeping?
And they had been, because you're gnashing your teeth and grinding your teeth. And after a while, there's so much bite pressure, you'll crack them. So, and it doesn't, it's not like cracking an egg. It just takes a microscopic crack, not a lot. So what happens is this. There was a filling there in a root canal, right? So when that tooth cracked and I kept eating like I do, you kept just basically, you're just power pressing, like hydraulic pressing food down into that tooth. And I would notice that it would get sensitive and then not sensitive, then sensitive, then not sensitive. So what happened is below that filling, my tooth became abscessed and it had moved over to the other one as well. So both of those teeth back there had a massive abscess. So Friday when I woke up, I was barely operational. It was not good. The night before I had bit down on it on accident and made it so bad that I thought I was going to have to go to the freaking hospital that night and just get something. It was so bad.
What was the bite of food? Was it a scampi or something?
No, but honestly, it wasn't a scampi.
Did a scampi take you down?
It was a saltine cracker. That's how bad it was.
Oh.
A saltine cracker did this to me.
Cracker on cracker.
And look,
crime.
I know a lot of people. Oh, yeah. So.
Nailed it.
So. And I'm sure a lot of people out there listening have dealt with this before. This is not like a real, this is not like a 1 in a million thing. Like a lot of people crack their teeth while doing this and then have this very thing happening. I just got to the point where I couldn't take the pain anymore. And I started taking these Motrin and Advil that Deb was giving me just to kind of make it through the days. And Friday, it just kind of hit a peak. I went to the dentist. The dentist said, "Can't help you, buddy. You have a massive abscess under the tooth. You have to go to an endodontist." Went to that guy. That guy said, "I can't help you because you have an abscess below your tooth. That thing's got to come out." So I got to the doctor's office at 9 o'clock, expecting to get relief by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I had to wind up driving to Kissimmee on my own and did not get the operation until 12:15 that afternoon. And I looked at the person in the waiting room, or the helper in the waiting room at the final place, the oral surgeon. And I said, "Look, man, I mean, here's the thing. I'm probably gonna wind up passing out because every time my heart beats, it feels like it's shooting a lightning bolt into the back of my eye and then up through my ear and down through my neck." And I said, it was just getting to the point where I was going to get sick to my stomach or just pass out. It was pretty bad. So eventually they took me back there and numbed me up with Novocaine. I said, "Just let me sit here for an hour. Just let me just enjoy this not having pain for the next 3 months." But he snatched them out of there. That was an interesting thing.
Yeah, your teeth always look a little bit bigger when they're out.
Oh, buddy, listen, when I sent you that picture, right?
Yeah, they got legs.
Oh, man.
They look like they want to tap dance.
Those things are in there,
We
boss.
didn't show anybody that picture.
No, we never put it up on the YouTube feed.
Did you really, you sons of... That's a HIPAA violation. I'm turning every one of you in.
Well, you sent it to us.
And didn't say not for air.
I wanted you to put it up. But you're right. When they pull those things out of your head, I'm like, where have you been?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like owl legs.
Yeah.
I had no idea you had all those legs, kid. Look at you. Looking good. And the funny thing is, the tooth actually wasn't in terrible shape. It was just all the infection below it made it difficult because he couldn't do the root canal on it. It was awful.
So painful.
I like that. The tooth wasn't in bad shape. It was just all the disease on it.
No, underneath it. Because you look at the tooth on the tray, I expected it to be this rotting, dripping, melting mess.
Oh, come on
and
now.
it was nothing.
Can they throw it back in?
No, there's no going back, buddy.
No,
No,
teeth
they
are
go-
a one-way street.
Here come the fakies.
Yeah, one of them looked good. The
Yeah,
other
yeah.
one was probably the one that was cracked. That was a little
That was the gnarled
stubby.
up one.
yeah, that was the stubbly one.
Well, that was the one I broke the crown in half like a week or 3 weeks ago. And we were all going to get it done at once. And then this happened. And then now we have to really get it done at once. So now they have to go through the entire bone graft thing.
Oh, fun. Good
So
time.
This will heal for 3 months. Then I'll go in and they'll put that bone graft in, like human, or it's cadaver or pig bone, I think, right?
Well, when we talked about it, they let us know they use cow bone, they use pig bone, they do use cadaver. We decided you probably wouldn't have the nads for cadaver. I went with cadaver.
Why would I have the nads for cadaver?
You don't. The idea of you having dead people floating around in your mouth, we don't think
you're right.
Yeah.
Especially not knowing how they lean politically.
Yeah, exactly.
Or their gender.
That was the freaky part for me, right? Because when they put the bone graft in, I'm thinking they've got that membrane they've sewn over it,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm not going to come in contact with this bone. So put in there whatever you want.
They give me a Mitt Romney and a Bernie.
And then a couple of pieces fall out, and you're
Yeah.
It would be weird though, right?
And now the sutures are starting to rot away and fall out in my mouth. So every once in a while I get this. What is that? It's like stringy, like
good times,
it's just
Jimmy.
awful.
Good
You get the
times.
cadaver, and then you go to like Carl's Jr., and then you take a bite of a sandwich, and you're like, "That's the second Carl in my mouth."
Yeah. Oh, come on, man.
I'm just saying, you don't know
God.
the name of the guy.
Got to pay that doctor somehow.
Yeah,
All right,
you don't know the
407
gender.
916-1041. Text us at 77031. Thanks for covering. Appreciate it very much, guys.
Of course.
Short notice. I deeply thank you, but it did throw my day off or weekend off because you're used to having a pattern. And then home at 1:30, just sitting around, sleeping, waking up, and then not sleeping. It's just kind of crazy. Man, I do not wish oral surgery or that kind of pain on anybody.
You have a history with teeth, right?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've had some bad luck with
This
them.
is your
These
fourth
two,
round.
These two were busted out as a kid. Now these are cracked and falling out. And buddy, when you get those implants, that's not cheap, didn't?
Oh,
No.
boy.
No,
Oh, boy.
I have one to get.
And by the way,
Hey, you want to get a car or a new tooth?
Thank God we can lean on this Diamond dental insurance we have here. Diamond. I think out of the $2,200 that cost me that morning, I think I got 110 of it covered.
It's great insurance if you have no dental problems.
Right? Yeah, exactly. If you're primed for some cleanings,
Yeah.
they got you covered.
Hit up like Johnny Dang. Get a diamond tooth.
I need to,
Yeah, get a grill or something.
but I get it in the back though. It'd be kind of weird. I have to show it to people and yawn at them.
Even cooler.
All right, 407-916-1041. Deb News.
Yeah, millions are under wind advisories on the East Coast. A woman dies after an Orange County apartment explosion last week, and Airbnb bans indoor security cameras. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Now that you can have people over again, why is your remote sticky? Tell your smart speaker to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your drive is a safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando, and it looks like your usual delay right now, including I-4 east and westbound, approaching State Road 535, but not due to an incident. Actually, we're incident-free on the rest of the east and westbound lanes of I-4. No issues reported on the 408, and also the Turnpike and Greenway are clear north and southbound. Thankfully, the 429 toll as well. If you see any traffic issues, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line number at 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Your tax refund goes even farther at Mattress Warehouse. Save up to 60% plus get 0% interest financing and free next day delivery. Come in sleepy, leave happy, and save more. Only at Mattress Warehouse. Use code REFUND to save an additional 10%.
Your home is unique, and that means it shouldn't be treated like every other house on the block. After all, it's where you make memories with family and friends and celebrate special moments both big and small. Renewal by Andersen knows that, and their skilled team of specialists are dedicated to making sure your window replacement is the best home improvement project you've ever done. In all honesty, Renewal by Andersen is really a customer experience company. They just happen to sell windows and doors. In fact, Renewal by Andersen has the most 5-star reviews, and their products are backed by some of the strongest warranties you will find anywhere. Get started now. During the month of March, buy one window and or patio door and get 40% off. Plus, no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Sunnyside Electric.
Oh, hi. I'm worried about my electrical panel.
For static electricity problems involving your cat, press 1.
No, my electric panel.
For all other inquiries, press 2.
Don't even have a cat.
Fine. What's your problem then?
My electric panel, it's making sort of a humming noise.
Impossible. If your panel is working normally, it should be silent.
I know. That's why...
Have you tried using those noise-cancelling headphones?
What?
Then you won't hear the humming.
How does that help?
It'll get you off my back.
This would never happen with Frank Gay.
But you didn't call Frank Gay.
No, but I'm calling them now.
When you have an electrical problem, you need help now. A helpful operator to guide you, qualified electricians to diagnose and repair your electric panel and keep it safe and functional. That's the Frank Gay way.
Wish I'd called Frank Gay in the first place.
Sorry, can't hear you. I'm wearing my noise-cancelling headphones.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight.
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Save time and money with the PVC fence in a box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need for an average backyard of 120 feet starting at $22.60. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information and store locations. License number C10252 and C10803.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you love sports and scandal, then join me, ESPN broadcaster Jay Harris, each week for Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals, the newest podcast from executive producer Dan Patrick. From current scandals like MMA champ Cain Velasquez's armed car chase to historic shockers like the biggest Little League cheat, Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals doesn't shy away from dark details and always packs a punch. Never miss the dirt, people. Listen to Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke on the Jim Colbert Show.
Make me smart.
Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Yeah, don't ask that today. All right, the U.S. Embassy is evacuating non-essential staff members from Haiti as gang violence grips the Caribbean nation. The U.S. Southern Command says American military forces are assisting that operation and helping provide security at the request of the State Department. Families of diplomats and others were reportedly being airlifted out of the capital city of Port-au-Prince to safety. A post on the embassy's website Sunday calls the current security situation in Haiti, quote, unpredictable and dangerous, end quote. There's going to be some movement with Florida lawmakers this week to try and urge Haiti's prime minister to transition power to another entity until they can try and get the situation under control, because it is just deteriorating by the hour.
Isn't that what the gangs want, right? They basically want that guy to submit.
Well, and apparently the gangs have ties to Russia, so this has a little bit more of a national security concern for the United States than just simply gang violence out of control in the Caribbean nation. It also advises, obviously, U.S. citizens not to travel to the country.
What's amazing is it's kind of that's what, Hispaniola, it's half Dominican and half Haiti.
Yeah.
It's like a tale of two cities.
It really is.
It's just amazing the difference between those two places.
And I don't think the Dominicans are nice to the Haitians either. I don't think they don't play well, right? Isn't there also major, not immigration, but major
strife and
yes.
Yeah, I believe so. And of course, the Dominican Republic doesn't want to see this spill over into their borders because it's one of the more popular tourist destinations. And for a while, Haiti was as well.
It's still a stop on some of what was I stopped the Labadee area, which was it had this big zip line and a beach.
Yeah, exactly.
But buddy, let me tell you, it is so far from the Haiti that you ever. I mean, it is not really. But the weird thing is to get to the zip line, you have to leave the resort to use a road to go up there, and
now.
And regularly, apparently, there were gang members that would threaten or require a toll for the bus to get up there to let the tourists do their thing.
So the guy in charge of Haiti, who's now outside of Haiti, but he was successful at unifying the gangs against him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they emptied out two of the biggest prisons.
They typically don't work together. They kind of fight each other, and now they're like, hey, let's all attack him. And they actually started attacking the airport, which usually is something they had not done before, and that prevents the traffic from coming in and out.
And that's where, hence, you get all of these warnings from the State Department and everyone else weighing in. If you are traveling, over 60 million people are under wind advisories and warnings on the East Coast today. The impacted area stretches from Maine all the way down to western North Carolina. Forecasts say some areas are going to see sustained winds reach between 25 and 30 miles per hour. Gusts could reach as high as 50 to 60 miles per hour. Now, the windy weather is expected to cause travel delays at airports until it subsides. And that's not expected to happen until the overnight hours heading into tomorrow morning. And I bring that up because bad weather affected travel plans across Florida. Airports in Miami, Orlando, and Tampa reported hundreds of flight delays and cancellations yesterday. This after hundreds of delays and cancellations on Saturday, too. Orlando International Airport, how many flight delays and cancellations yesterday, Jimmy?
Here in Orlando?
Just Orlando.
Oh, God. I'll go 300.
Jack?
200.
410.
Points, Ross. 500 flight delays.
God almighty.
And cancellations yesterday. That's 40%, over 40% of all scheduled flights. And it was the highest percentage in the country.
Wow.
Travelers were said to be beside themselves over the weekend. Southwest Airlines was the most affected. Now, the problem appeared to have been severe weather in North Florida and Georgia. But damn if they don't always blame OIA when these things happen. And this came on what was expected to be the airport's 7th busiest travel day of the spring break season.
Wow.
All right. The new information is out regarding the small plane crash that went down in Virginia. Saw the dramatic video killing all 5 people on board. Virginia State Police confirmed the twin-engine IAI Astra 1125 from Fort Lauderdale was scheduled to land at Ingalls Field in Hot Springs, Virginia, but was short on its approach to the runway, crashing into trees and a hillside. The NTSB continues to investigate. Mm-hmm. All right, this is one of those stories that terrifies me. I know natural gas is clean. I know to cook, it's the best thing to cook with because you can control heat so much better than you can with an electric. But it still scares me. A woman has died after she was critically injured in a possible gas explosion at an Orange County apartment complex more than a week ago. The family of Mikanisha Moore told News 6 that she passed away Saturday evening. Moore was hospitalized following the incident at the Woodhill apartment in Orlando at the beginning of the month. She walked into her apartment and was basically engulfed in a catastrophic fire that they believe originated from the apartment's laundry room.
Wow.
And apparently residents of this apartment complex have been complaining for months, if not years, about the smell of gas. Well, apparently the family has filed a lawsuit against the complex claiming an unplugged gas line is what led to the tragedy. She had third and fourth degree burns.
Wow.
Over 40% of her body.
Good Lord.
Police have not confirmed the cause of the explosion. Moore is survived by her husband and their 3 children.
Goodness gracious.
But that makes you wonder, as an apartment resident, what are your rights if you smell gas or propane? Can you go above the head of the landlord and call the fire department out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's
what I would think.
But that's a community issue, man.
Yeah, when you smell gas, that's 911. I smell gas. I remember that gets immediate response. And then the fire department and whoever reports will deal with the landlord.
Did you see was it Virginia or Michigan here recently within the last
Michigan,
3 weeks where that house
pens.
Exploded? My God. Yeah. It was like they had 100 pounds of C4 in it.
I know.
It was like a movie scene. It just disintegrated.
It did, and several other houses as well. In this case, the lawsuit, they're only seeking, not I say only, but $75,000.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens to the property owners behind the apartment complex if it can be verified that these complaints had gone unheeded for a while. Scientists and wildlife officials are still in the process of bringing the remains of a beached whale on shore in Venice. The sperm whale died overnight after running aground Sunday. Gretchen Lovewell with the Moat Marine Lab says the whale was a male, 44 feet long, and unusually skinny, and would normally stay well out to sea. Biologists are going to perform a necropsy, after which the whale's remains will be taken at least 10 miles offshore.
Wow.
And from the bad news, we go to this good news where SeaWorld is helping a dolphin that was stranded off Brevard County. The 5-foot dolphin was found yesterday off Cape Canaveral. SeaWorld Rescue was contacted, said it's going to treat the dolphin at its facility. No word on the dolphin's condition, but save one, lost the other, right?
Yeah.
All right. Work is scheduled to begin this week as part of an effort to protect Flagler County beach communities from erosion. So Florida transportation officials say crews are going to build a new seawall along A1A near South Central Ave and Flagler Beach. Drivers can expect daytime lane closures in the area. Oh, that just sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Well, let me tell you, man, St. Augustine already, imagine a beehive, right?
Right.
And then blow, let's say, an hour's worth of pure meth inside it. And then put all of those bees in cars and unleash them in a 2-mile radius. That's driving in St. Augustine right now. One speed bump would shut that entire town down for a month.
I know. Well,
I can imagine one lane closure changes everything. It is a nightmare.
That's what I'm thinking. And it's daytime lane closures on A1A.
It's so bad.
Now, it's the first of 2 seawall projects planned for the busy roadway. The other renovation is going to take place in Volusia County.
Oh, nice.
Not busy over there.
Mm-mm.
All right, a group of NASA astronauts are making their way back to Earth. Crew 7 started undocking from the International Space Station earlier this morning after 6 months in low Earth orbit. The team of 3 astronauts and 1 cosmonaut launched from the Kennedy Space Center on SpaceX's Dragon capsule last August. They're expected to splash down off Florida's coast early tomorrow morning. Their return comes almost a week after Crew 8 started their 6-month stay at the ISS. Did you hear how it makes astronauts' eyeballs shape change? From spending that much time in zero gravity?
No way, really?
Yeah, exactly. Just they shrink in size.
I did hear it affects their eyesight, but I did not hear it affects the eye size.
I thought it makes you taller because since you don't have the gravity compression on your spine, it expands a little.
I think that's until the case when you get back.
Oh, then you
get a little bit shorter from the Kelly twins.
Yeah, Mark Kelly.
Yeah, Mark Kelly.
And the also your like body mass kind of rises up in your body without gravity kind of distributing the blood.
It's not cold outside, babe. I'm just out in space.
It's the new cold water excuse.
Right. Come on, man. It's gravity. Gravity. Come on.
That's all I would do in space.
Right.
By the way, I would just look at it, just floating around.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Dude, that would be wild.
Appreciate that.
Wouldn't it, though?
Looks like a horsetail.
Jimmy, care to comment?
Happy Monday.
There you go. All right. The state fire marshal is warning Floridians about an electric hoverboard. Didn't know these things were still popular, but the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a statement earlier today saying anyone who has an Evercross EV5 hoverboard should stop using it immediately due to a potential fire risk. The Chinese-made product had been sold online since July 2021. State Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Petrona says defective lithium battery-powered items are just simply ticking time bombs. So he's saying people who have the hoverboard, take the battery pack out, check with your local hazardous waste collection facility to figure out how to properly dispose of it and get it out of your house and your garage.
Did you see the video last week of the one that caught on fire and that I want to say it was in Japan? It was a home security video of this thing like exploding in an apartment.
What, a hoverboard or a lithium?
It was one of the lithium batteries. It was one of those scooters or something like that.
Okay.
But same kind of technology, right? Buddy, let me tell you, it is not a friendly spark.
No.
This thing is a straight up electric bomb. It goes off. Imagine, like when you light a sparkler, what it looks like.
Yeah.
The old sparklers.
Yeah.
Imagine a sparkler the size of a fire hydrant and then light the thing on. It is just the brightest, whitest.
Yeah, hottest.
Oh, it is brutal, man. Like that fire is insane. I can't imagine you could put it out.
What kind of scooters? You probably get these cheap now,
It's,
right?
the Oppenheimer edition, I think.
Evercross EV5.
Yeah.
Evercross
Daughter's
EV5.
got a birthday coming up. I'm going to check eBay.
I think they call it the 3 alarm.
Exactly. All right, we kind of touched on this a little bit before we had gone to break, but if you're having a difficult time like myself and Jim with the springing forward that we had to do over the weekend, you're in good company, and today could prove hazardous for some when it comes to their health. That's because when most people here in the States moved our clocks forward for daylight saving time, hospitals report a 24% spike in heart attack visits on the ensuing Monday. That would be today. Now, they say the exact reason isn't clear, but again, experts think that lost hours sleep plays a really big role, disrupting our body's natural rhythm. You're sleep deprived. You still have to get out the door. While a bit late for this year, one way to combat the change is to start going to bed and waking up 15 minutes earlier, 2 to 3 days before the change.
Oh.
Did you guys ever do that?
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Thanks
I'm
for your
just gonna-
dumb advice. Keep it to yourself next year.
I'm
How
just
about
going to
that?
complain about it.
How about you stick that advice straight up your out of here with that.
I'll just sleep later and almost miss Captain Sog Radio.
Oh, that's right. Did you set the alarm?
I made it in time.
That's funny. I did notice this last night. My wife and I had a busy day.
Right.
We are watching TV a little bit, go to bed. We're not really paying attention to the time, but we're discussing things we need to do regarding some things. And we're laying there in bed, and I looked at the time on my computer because we both had our laptops up. I said, don't look. Guess what time it is right now? And she said, I don't know what, 10:30? Nah, it was 12:48. No clue. It was that late. The other morning we get up, we got kind of moving around. What time do you think it is? It was 9:44. Usually we would have completed half our day by then.
That's what happened to me yesterday. I was so
ridiculous.
mad when I woke up and I looked at my phone and it said 9:30. I'm like, 9:30?
I just started
Half the day's gone.
I just started getting used to seeing the dawn break around 6:30 or 6:45 or so, and now that thing doesn't even. That sun doesn't even it doesn't roll over at 6:45.
The other end of the day, it was 6:15 last night. It's still light out. I'm like, I'm like, how much more light we got? I'm out of energy to do yard work.
Right, exactly.
Less time.
Arizona 1, everywhere else 0.
They did.
Sunset tonight, I believe, is 7:33.
Wow.
Oh, we'll leave in the daylight.
That's
Leaving
right.
in the daylight
We're
is
going to finally get home before it's dark.
the weirdest thing, man.
I like it.
7:32. 7:32 is sunset tonight. Yeah, I like it as well. All right. Airbnb is banning indoor security cameras from all listings.
That's it.
No more peeping.
The short-term rental platform made the announcement today. It previously allowed indoor security cameras to be used in common areas, placed in visible areas if they were disclosed on the listing page. Well, Airbnb said its goal, quote, was to create new, clear rules that provide our community with greater clarity about what to expect on Airbnb. In other words, this move comes after customer complaints. Oh, and a skit about the issue on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, really?
I'm sure Airbnb loved that.
Yeah, sure.
That had to have been one of their favorite things.
Yeah.
Look at the power of comedy.
Yeah.
Outdoor security cameras will still be permitted.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have an upcoming trip. I was looking for a room for one night and typically would use Airbnb, and I'm like, a hotel. With all the cleaning fees, I'm like, I cannot get the hotel room cheaper.
Yeah, Airbnb was the cheapest route for my trip coming up this weekend by far. I mean, it's $100 cheaper a night, even with the fees and everything. And it's like like a little cottage on a pond. It's great.
There's not a lot of hotel competition though, where you're going.
Well, there's not. You wouldn't think there is, but if they put the look, what do you think a hotel that weekend? Because it's the weekend of this big golf tournament. What do you think a hotel room down by the river cost at this one particular place I like to stay
in Palatka?
In Palatka, Florida.
$14.
Yeah, $295 a night.
What?
Yeah, it's bananas. Like this week is really big, so they have to charge us. So I found an Airbnb. I'm not paying
Good for
that.
you. Yeah, hell no.
Hell
Not
no.
to stay in Palatka.
Look, I'll just
spend that much money and you wake up in Palatka.
Look,
oh my God!
I'll find the camera and shake it in front
I
of them.
was just about to say that. Just look for your camera.
For another $100 off, they can put one in my bathroom, in my bedroom. I don't care.
And then finally, Hollywood's biggest night is in the books. Did anybody watch the Oscars?
I did. Yeah.
I know.
watched highlights this morning.
You watched highlights this morning. You watched the whole thing, Jack?
I did. Yep.
Yeah, I watched about half of it. Ross, did you catch any of it?
I missed it. I was just gonna watch it like throughout the week. You know,
Same
just
here,
like bits and clips. I was a little tied up last night.
Yeah,
Like,
I watched the. Oh, come on!
I'm just saying.
I watched the highlights, and then of course I have the winners and stuff a little bit later.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
All right. Well, 2024 Oscars took place Sunday at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. I'll let you preserve what's left of that.
No, honestly, you don't have to. I promise. It's going to be that big of a deal anyway.
It'll keep us on time.
But I'll tell you this: what I saw last night was incredible. I like the musical performances of the Oscars more than anything. The rest of it's kind of stupid unless I have a movie that I have a vested interest in. I'd like to see do well. I did not have one of those this year. But Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas, who she writes all of her music with, destroyed it with that song from Barbie. It was really good. And then Ryan Gosling's thing was one of the best things I've seen at the Oscars in the last probably 10 years I've seen the show, since Billy Crystal hosted it and really did a show the way that a Vegas variety act would host this show from way back in the day. Not trying to be cooler than anybody or get the best line in. Just come out there and entertain purely is what Billy Crystal did. And that thing last night for Gosling and the Barbie thing was absolutely wonderful. It was so much fun.
I thought the John Cena thing was funny as well, an homage to the 1974 streaker at the 46th Annual Academy Awards. Now, that really was a costume, right?
Yes. Well, he had a thing on.
I'm curious, Jim. What was the stupid parts to you? What are the parts that you said you didn't like?
Just the pomp and circumstance of everybody, all the celebrities just kind of celebrating themselves. Mm-hmm. I like the musical performances.
So like award shows. Awards?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a big fan of the award show part of it. No, I mean, like I said, if there's a movie I have an interest in, like when No Country was up for a bunch of stuff, or
is that the last one?
3 Billboards was up. That was a fun movie to watch. I was invested in that. Fish. What's the other one?
A Fish Called Water.
The Shape of Water
was the same years as in fact that's the movie that beat out 3 Billboards.
Right. I saw that. It wasn't as good as 3 Billboards.
A Shape Called Wanda. That was so funny.
It's A Shape of Fish, I think it's called.
It's like 4 movies in one.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, I appreciate that. That's a very good talent, by the way. That portmanteau thing I do with 15 different subjects and get one syllable from each thing. It's hard.
It's a skill.
It's hard. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast on this Monday. And although we're still recovering from losing an hour of sleep, the forecast for our Monday is going to be beautiful. Plan for a forecast high of 73 degrees in Orlando with plenty of sunshine. If you're not a fan of the cooler temperatures, don't fret. Make sure you grab the jacket tomorrow morning because we'll dip back down into the 40s and 50s. By tomorrow afternoon, though, a high of 79. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation. Hey, listeners, before celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, remember to plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Don't let your luck run out.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. A1 is also your one call for garage floors and garage storage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of a repair. Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
A1 from day one.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hey Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Embark on a journey through the most absurd moments of the human story with Ridiculous History, the podcast that explores the bizarre corners of human existence, like the evolution of the toilet, the story of Comic Sans, or the exploits of the notorious Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr is like, one day, my life is going to be part of a musical.
However, though, he probably didn't necessarily at this point think that he was going to be the villain.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations, like 24/7 comedy.
If they were really donut holes, the bag would be empty.
When you need to laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
Should we call someone? I'm like, no, that's his face.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
McDonald's McCafe iced coffee wakes you up like the perfect song. The 100% Arabica beans get your head nodding. Yeah, then the cream drops like a smooth bass line. Add some ice to chill it down. And some French vanilla flavor. There you go. Or change it up and go with caramel. Either way, it's a stone cold classic. Start your day with $1.49 McCafe iced coffee, available during breakfast hours only. Music to my ears. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. My day just flows better when I make my first stop McDonald's. I can choose 2 faves and save big when I bundle a savory sausage McMuffin or flaky sausage biscuit with crispy hash browns for breakfast for $2.79. Or I can make Mickey D's my last stop. Lunch, dinner, a late night snack perhaps, when I bundle a crispy McChicken or juicy McDouble with delicious small fries for only $3.69. Now my day is made the tastiest way when I bundle and save at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid with product served.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
What I do when traveling, I'll look at the hotel versus Airbnb deals, and then we have a particular place we travel probably 4 or 5 times a year, and we've actually gotten the personal phone number of the Airbnb host, and we just directly message them, and that saves us $50 a night with the fees and cleaning and all that sort of thing.
Damn.
We just book it directly through the owners from now on because we know the place and the location.
It's kind of like that one place, that one thing I talked about a few weeks back, where it was like that network of people that were sharing their homes.
Right.
They were just kind of bartering. Hey, would you like a week in Orlando? I'd like to come to maybe Reno or whatever. There was that still that network. I think that's still a great idea. I mean, I'm not going to do it, though.
Yeah, because you don't want strangers in your house.
407-916. Yeah, Jack has got all those indoor cameras. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Ross, speaking of you, friend, last week we did not get your What'd You Do That's New.
Yep.
So we need to go ahead and get that now because tomorrow is What'd You Do That's New. It'll be about 10 minutes. So what do you want us to check out, buddy?
So I got into this actually when it first came out. It had to have been 2015, 2016, something like that. And I recently just went back to doing it.
Okay.
It is, so you recommended a long time ago something to go to sleep to.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the only thing that I have ever been aware of when it said, like, having an activity to a soundtrack, like, with the purpose of making you go to sleep.
Yes.
You don't hear too many about the opposite.
So it's something to keep you awake?
How about something to wake up to?
Okay. You're right. I do not hear that.
Beck did this.
Oh, did he really?
And one of, if not my favorite things anybody has ever made. This is not what I have done that is new, but this is what I've done that I used to do that I just got back into so it feels new. It's a whole new segment.
All right. That's a long one.
It's a bit wordy. It's a little wordy.
I'll alert sales.
Tomorrow morning, the first thing you do is wake up to the album Morning Phase.
Okay.
One of the greatest, I have no shame in saying this, one of the greatest artists of my generation made an album for people to wake up to, and simply put, I don't think people are talking about it enough.
He's a very talented guy.
It is so awesome to wake up to and experience all the songs, all the music, all the lyrics.
Now, what makes it so, and I'm going to make a word up here, what makes it so wake-upable? What makes it so, is it bright? Is it shiny? Is it slow? Is it fast?
It definitely starts off slow. It starts off yawny.
It's almost like your mom when you were 6, baby.
Yeah.
It's time to get up. Got to go to school now.
And it just, if that doesn't put you and your Tuesday morning in a good mood, I don't know. You might be lost because this has batted 1,000% for me on kicking off any of my days onto the right foot when I listened to Morning Phase by Beck. It was 2014 is when this album came out, 10 years ago.
Okay, so let me ask you, do you put this right into your earbuds or earpods? What do they call them?
So
here we go.
What are they? AirPods. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah,
It's
or do you put it on like for the house, or what do you do?
So when I do this, and I've probably done this 12 times this year already, is when I wake up, I'm like, man, I just want to listen to. That's the first thing I tell my girl, Siri. Well, got an iPhone. I tell her, hey, lady, play Morning Phase by Beck. And then it starts the album, and then I'm still in my bed. I grab a dog. I cuddle. That's my pre-coffee.
Nice.
And every now and then I'll throw on this album at the same time.
Very nice.
And it is ecstasy.
I love that, by the way. I love it when people find a piece of music, an album, whatever that speaks to them, and they can apply that to a certain thing. Like, I have stress records. I have chill records. I have driving records. I have, all that kind of thing. If you're feeling melancholy, if you're feeling like, hopeful, I have an album for all of that, man.
So
I get this 100%.
Once we go to this break, I'll get you guys all to set a little reminder right after whenever your alarm is to make sure that this will be the first thing that you do to start your day.
I love this idea.
And it's just, that thing works every time. I can't help but smile, appreciate the things that I have, look around at my surroundings.
Gratitude, bro. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of gratitude.
This album puts a whole lot of gratitude in my morning.
Now, let me ask you, how long have you been doing this? Is this since you've known about the pregnancy?
No.
Is this pre that, or is this?
Yeah, I started doing it again probably the start of December. And then I found out on Christmas Day that I was, that she was pregnant and I'm going to be a dad.
So this is just namaste in your face.
Yeah, so like in the last, the last 3 months.
Yeah.
I've been really hitting this hard every, once a week.
Now, let me add, so you do this once a week. I was going to ask you, on the days that you do it, can you notice a difference, or can you notice overall that your calmness has increased? Or
great question. Wish I could give you an honest answer. I feel like I would need data to back that.
Okay. The data would just be how you feeling.
But I promise you this, it makes my mornings better.
Right,
so it has to overall.
Okay, good.
I'm starting off in a net positive when a lot of times when I start off in the morning, it's usually just like a neutral 0.
Yeah.
Waking up. This album, waking up to this, definitely puts a smile on my face, heart, and soul.
Love it. I love the idea.
Man, I can't wait. I really hope you guys you like it. Enjoy a cup of coffee to it.
I have to tell you, I'm glad you did something for the mornings, because I am an early riser, and most things that we consume are for the evening, for reading, maybe the afternoon or whatever. Rarely do we have anything that's specifically built to do something in the morning. So I'm really excited about getting up, putting this on. What?
Nothing, just clearing my throat.
Okay, I said most. So I'm going to listen to it tomorrow morning while I'm having my coffee and sitting in my studio. I cannot wait.
I hope you see a deer. I hope you see some wildlife as you listen to this music.
I'm down.
Also, I'm not the biggest Beck fan, but I have the most respect towards him as an artist as much as I can possibly give someone who I would deem as creative.
Mm-hmm.
What a beast. What a monster. Any performer, any creative person that spans decades, tip of the hat to you, adaptive
and by the
person,
way,
you
came on the scene weird.
Yeah.
On the scene, and nobody knew how to take Beck. Nobody knew what this kid was about. Nobody knew anything about him. Everybody just thought he was some homeless kid who stumbled onto a keyboard. I mean, I'm serious. It's like nobody knew how to take Beck. It was so different and bizarre.
Yeah.
And that's why he hit so hard.
It's a total vibe. I hope all of our listeners also join in tomorrow morning. Turn on the album Morning Phase as soon as you wake up and let Beck, introduce you to your Tuesday.
All right, 407-916-1041. Great suggestion. 916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Delays continue for drivers taking I-4 both east and westbound by the major attractions exits as well as through downtown. Looking at a crash that is currently blocking the eastbound right lane on 436 in Apopka between Thompson Road and Lake Pleasant Road. Another crash reported in Longwood that blocks the eastbound left lane on 434 between Grant Street and 1792. If you see other traffic problems today, make sure you call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation. Hey, listeners, before celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, remember to plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Don't let your luck run out.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Yes, I need a new air conditioner. Do you...
For a list of things we do, press 1.
I just want to know if you install new air
For a list of things we don't do, press 5.
Why would I want a list of things you don't...
To save us time explaining it to you.
Well, I'd hate to waste your time.
So if you'll just press 5, I'll give you a list of what we don't do.
Right.
Which is a lot.
You know, this would never happen with Frank Gay.
If you'd called Frank Gay, you'd probably be talking to a person by now.
That would be nice.
But we're more efficient. Amazing the time we save ourselves by making customers press buttons and talk to robots all day.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you need a new air conditioner, you need it done right. A helpful operator to make it easy. And your new AC installed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
Are you sure you don't want to hear the list of things we don't do? Our list is much longer than Frank Gay's list.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third better.
That's what a Fifth Third better means. This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, and there are rebates that you get up to $1,275 on a brand new Carrier unit. If you're going to go with the experts, you got to go with Carrier, and you got to go with millsair.com. That's where I got my system. I absolutely love it. And you got to make sure you do maintenance on your AC system. They do service on all brands of AC, and it can detect and prevent an upcoming breakdown for you and save you a lot of money. You can count on millsair.com.
Divorce? Call Trendley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
What's up, guys? Just wanted to give a little insight on these lithium battery fires. It's not the battery itself, but it's the charging circuitry inside these products that makes them dangerous. If lithium batteries are overcharged just slightly, they do what Jimmy said. Yeah, it's like a rocket engine going off. It's not just a little fire. It'll burn your house down quick. All right, peace.
Thanks, buddy. Good. You know, it honestly, it looked like the end of a welder. That's what it looked like. It looked like it was burning like this plasma liquid kind of heat. It was brutal. And I mean, I can only imagine. And then it sparks. So then it's throwing out all that molten battery parts as it's kind of exploding in your house. So go out and get 3 of them.
Right.
By the way, that's a talkback. You can leave one as well. Just download the iHeartRadio app. It's absolutely free once you get it. Slide over to Real Radio and pick up on the Jim Colbert Show. Get that little microphone, send it on down the line. We'll put it up on the air. For sure. We do it every day. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Did you guys see this story? And I have a question. This is a question thing. And I did not know this, and this is a procedure thing. There's a lot of things that we don't understand about being a police officer, right?
Yes.
Like there are tons of things that happen. I mean, we see a cop out and around doing their job. You just have that interactional, that transactional relationship with the cop. You know, hey, how you doing? You're polite. You know, if you get pulled over, you're polite. You do your thing, or whatever the case may be. Now, we have learned that there are some internal rules to being a cop, but I did not know this was one of them. And I know that this is kind of shunned in a lot of different business settings, but I had no idea that it was like this. So in Seminole County, Sanford Police opened an administrative investigation into Seminole High School's school resource officers. Sorry, I'm learning how to talk with no teeth. Right. 2 Sanford Police school resource officers have been placed on, I guess, what the agency investigates, a complaint against them. Now, what do you think the complaint was against these 2 resource officers at Seminole High School?
Cursing.
No, not cursing.
It's a great guess.
It is a good guess. It's actually something way more benign than that.
Went to do a high five and missed.
That's so funny. No, they didn't do that.
Tattoos.
They're being investigated for this, by the way.
Sports gambling.
They're being investigated with this. As, quote, as the focus on student safety is of the utmost importance, we have put 2 other SROs in their place as the investigation is conducted to avoid any disruption or distraction.
Leaving the campus for lunch.
No.
Arm wrestling competition.
That's so good. No. Take one shot.
Big kissing.
Huh?
Kissing.
PDAs. PDAs is
At
the answer.
School, what?
Now, it didn't say kissing. Dad. Here's what it says. It says, we were made aware of a complaint regarding 2 of our Seminole High School resources officers displaying affection toward each other during school hours. I guess they were flirting. a little bit during school hours. And this, by the way, this is the entirety of this story. It's like, hey, 2 officers were flirting with each other. We blew them out until we can find out what's going on and put 2 new. Did you guys have any idea
How stupid.
that as cops that you couldn't like flirt with each other? Like if you found another officer that was on your duty or maybe in your precinct attractive, that you can't. Now, look, I understand on duty, is one thing. Obviously, you understand that. But I mean, how bad could it have been? It doesn't say they're slapping ass or they were making out or anything. It just said that they were being affectionate toward each other or having PDAs.
I would like to know their description of PDAs.
Yeah,
was
same
it
here.
graphic? I mean, were they French kissing in the hallway and shoving each other up against the lockers?
We were made aware of a complaint regarding 2 of our Seminole High School resource officers displaying affection toward each other during school hours. That's a pretty broad statement. What do you think you have to do?
Holding hands could count.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. And it's strange because I've never seen.
I would think it's like
2 uniformed officers like doing that. That
Like
would be like what?
flirting a little
What?
bit.
Yeah.
Oh, but what? Okay, so what if you know how sometimes you can see officers that kind of they'll gather together at a certain place and they're just kind of it looks like they're just kind of talking about maybe what's going to happen that day or maybe it's at the end of a shift. I just saw this the other day outside of a Wawa. Like 3 of them pulled up there, just kind of hanging out. Just kind of I guess going over their day. I don't know what they talk about. But, I mean, it would be no different than if one of those cops was a female, and as they were sitting there talking, 3 different cars, doing 3 different jobs, you could certainly tell that one of them was kind of attracted to another. I don't understand that because, I mean, I know a lot of businesses, like even in this business, they kind of shun the idea of inter-office relationships, which I think is the stupidest thing in the world, by the way. More people meet at work. Tell me where more people meet. I mean, I could walk you through this building. How many marriages, Jack? In this building alone from the years we've been here?
Yeah,
10?
but cops are always pulling over potential dating partners, right?
Well, I mean, theoretically, I guess.
Hey, we know Bradshaw wants a badge.
But it killed. Like, I don't understand this. Like, take yourself back to high school. If your resource officers, 1 male, 1 female, right?
Do we know if that's the case?
I actually don't know if that's the case. But let's
awesome.
Yeah. So let's go back. Let's just assume it's a male and a female. Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Wholesome, adorable, Disney Channel-esque, yeah.
In my school, or if my kids came home and said, oh, I think our resource officers have a crush on each other, I would think that's the most adorable thing ever. I'm like, who would want to cover for each other more than the other? It's like 2 people that are doing that job and really care for each other.
Oh, no, you can't have them working together because then their priorities are skewed. They're supposed to be protecting the public first and put themselves in danger. But if that's the person you love, your priorities are all shifted because it's like, oh, I got to protect Sally as opposed to that classroom.
Go
ahead, Ross.
I just like this new Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing going on.
I love it.
And we made movies about stuff like this.
I read this story. I went, aw.
A texter said their son goes to Seminole, and those 2 cops were doing a lot more than flirting, according to the texter.
Oh, really?
And it was well known to the students.
Really?
That is.
They were dipping in.
All right. I need to calm down.
This is
who's in the copy room?
Isn't this a Pornhub channel?
This is I don't know. I would never do this. I'd like to think. I'm just saying that must have been great while it lasted.
What do you mean?
If it was like really egregious and they were like truly like, if they were like hooking up and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Look, if you're out there in the line and you're heavy petting.
Yeah.
While you're trying to help some guy on the bus.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think that's it, though.
I don't know if the streams ever crossed. I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying is that must have been a rush.
I bet I know what it was. I bet it was just simply this. They probably were not holding hands. They probably were not kissing or anything like that. I bet money it was ass smacking. And I'll tell you why. Because the ass smacking thing, you could strike that up to you like, good job, team member. Good job. And just go, oops, sorry.
Team member.
Forgot it was.
Yeah.
Like if
good job, coworker.
Like if you came
we
in
do
here,
it here all the time.
If you came
Yeah,
in here,
exactly.
But look,
it's one of my favorite parts of the day.
God almighty, don't get me shot.
Yeah, start that rumor.
But it'd be like if Ross came in and he was all pumped up because we had a good segment. And as he was walking out, I popped him on the ass. And I was like, good job.
I would, that's different. I would not like that.
You would not like that.
I would go, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's assault.
Yeah, it's more of a 5, high 5. Maybe a down target.
Yeah. If you swing on me, then I can take you down.
Yeah. I don't know. You can't. That would be weird. You can't. I do high five off of a good segment. I enjoy that.
But if Jack, okay, so if you came in, we had a real good segment. You set up an interview. The interview you crushed. We got a lot of social media out of it. You came in, high fived. As you turn around and walk out, I'll pop you on the ass. Good job, dude. That would be uncomfortable for you.
You know he.
Is it you or Deb doing it?
It's me doing it, Jack.
Ah, man.
Because we all keep our jobs here when I do it. Yeah, I definitely would not smack Deb on the ass and say good job, and she would not smack me on the ass and say good job. But I think I have smacking rights on you guys.
No.
I think I can do it. I think I can honk.
I got to check that contract again.
Yeah,
but
I think it's Article 3. You might want to check it. I hand wrote it in there.
Texter says it's a male and a female, and the kids like both of them for the most part.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm rooting for him.
I am too.
This seems like a 50 Shades of Hay. You know, like
I would love. I got to tell you, man. If my kids came home and they're like, "Oh, you're not going to believe this, Dad. Our school resource officers have got it for each other." I'd be like, "Really?
Yeah, spill the tea."
I would be into that. I think that would be kind of cool. If for some reason, I would think it would make them like not miss work. They would be, I think, more apt to like take care of the school more because the kids would have adopted them as like the school's protective couple. You know, I like this idea. As a matter of fact, I think more of them should date.
And then every parent in the pickup line is like, "So are they into it?
Yeah,
Did we see that? Are they still fighting?"
I kind of.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Can you imagine?
She hasn't posted his face on Facebook.
I kind of experienced this when I was in elementary school.
How's that?
My music teacher and my PE teacher started chilling.
Really?
And all of us in the school were so pumped.
Really?
Yeah. All right, yeah. You play that musical instrument, you know, you get your phys ed on. It was awesome, dude. All of us were like, "Oh, there you go, Scott."
See, that's why I think of all the things that kids have to worry about in school. A little romance between two school resource officers. I mean, of all things to complain about that they're being affectionate with each other. Now, if you can hear the slapping sounds from outside the classroom door, then we got a problem.
Also, I'm with Ross, though, even with teachers. I used to think it was like, I don't remember, like right off rip, I don't remember any of my teachers dating, but you could certainly see if you had a cool guy teacher and then a cool girl teacher, and you found out they were dating, you'd be like, you would root for them. I think it would be cool. I think it's good for school morale, actually. I'll even go that far.
In high school, we always wanted our anatomy teacher to fall in love with our marine biology teacher, and they just never connected.
Listen,
you know?
is it just me, or is all marine biology teachers like those little beach girls that? What's going on?
Okay, I didn't know if that was a thing.
Oh,
but
it was a thing, dog.
Yeah. My marine biology teacher was awesome.
Oh yeah, smoke show. Mine. I remember. Okay, thank you. I remember her from 11th grade. I did not go to the board a lot in that class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Marine biology. Yeah, she taught us a lot about ocean animals.
Didn't even know it.
I can't say that.
No, don't do that.
Yep, we're good.
Don't do that. All right.
So that was live censorship right there.
407-916.
Don't tread on me.
407. They got him.
Yeah.
They got him. They shut him down before he even got started. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Sports next with our buddy Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes we might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Delays continue for drivers taking I-4 both east and westbound by the major attractions exits as well as through downtown. Looking at a crash that is currently blocking the eastbound right lane on 436 in Apopka between Thompson Road and Lake Pleasant Road. Another crash reported in Longwood that blocks the eastbound left lane on 434 between Grant Street and 1792. If you see other traffic problems today, make sure you call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation. Hey, listeners, before celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, remember to plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Don't let your luck run out.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. If you ask anybody who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you quick like it's the best thing they've ever done. More often than not, they're going to add that they should have done it way sooner. That is exactly what my father-in-law said when he got his surgery in his late 50s. Should have done this 10 years ago. The difference in his life was immediate and overwhelming, by the way. So what are you waiting for? If you suffer with bad eyesight, you wear glasses or contacts, man, get over to the Filatowski Eye Institute, and here's why. They are offering free LASIK consultations. Find out what they can do for you, and it couldn't be easier. Make your appointment like this. Text 1041 to 868686. Start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. And by the way, if you're looking for experience, they've got it. 65,000 LASIK procedures. They've had a little practice. You're going to get the best results. Plus, they use the latest state-of-the-art technology. And if finances is a problem, don't worry there either. 24-month interest-free financing is available. And again, it's this easy to book your appointment for your free LASIK consultation. Text 1041 to 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Join us tonight for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. We'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year and celebrate the most innovative talent and creators in the industry. Listen tonight, starting at 11 p.m. right here.
Presented by The Hartford Small Business Insurance. Learn more or start a quote at thehartford.com/small business. With insurance designed for your small business, the Bucks got your back.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind. Whenever you hear the words, "This call is being recorded," understand this is not for your benefit. In my experience representing thousands of clients over 25 years, I have seen insurance companies use these recordings to deny responsibility and avoid paying medical expenses. Let your attorney do your talking for you. Contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546, office Orlando.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 24/7 comedy.
Men don't settle down. We surrender.
Women, we never express the emotions we're actually feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
Good afternoon to the Jimmy Colbert Show. Michael P. checking in with you. Hey, Jimmy. First of all, love you, Miss Deborah. Today's the first day of free agency in the NFL. It should be a holiday, and it's the day after daylight savings. So, I mean, we could all use the day off, but some big news. Eagles signed Saquon. I really hope the Bucs would get him. Steelers signed Wilson and a few others, but a lot of stuff happening.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Jack figured he'd play a talkback that ruined your entire segment. That was a good idea.
I know the BK Broiler is going to come in and...
the BK Broiler, I love it.
And he's going to burn a lot of new... I didn't mention anything about Kirk Cousins.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack.
Yep.
And Ross.
Let's go.
Every single Monday around 4:20, we invite him in. Brandon Kravitz, 96.9 The Game. He does sports there and then does it here. Good and loud for BK.
Yeah. Inject that into my veins. My favorite talkbacks are the ones where they just keep going until that app shuts them up.
Yeah, you get half a word on the...
Right.
I don't know how to land this plane.
Right. And then we get to take what he was thinking and completely twist it around to make him look dumb.
I like the idea of just assigning this as a day off so that we can look at deals that players sign.
That's when you know they get it right.
We can do better than that. There are a lot of days in the sports calendar that deserve a day off. I'm not sure this is... I know I don't want a day off. This segment sponsored by the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind at pound 546 on your cell or whenyouneedus.com.
Buddy. Big weekend. It's crazy, though. I mean, this far away from football season, usually we're in the doldrums already of spring, but... sports doth giveth, do it not?
Look, this is why I tell people, there's that little lull after the Super Bowl, but don't you worry. It heats right back up. Heats right back up.
A lot of people jumping out of frying pans into fires today, huh?
NFL free agency. You got a great golf tournament over the weekend. Soccer season's fired up. NBA season reaching a pivotal point. And by the way, come Sunday, we're going to know what a bracket looks like with March Madness, and baseball season starts at the end of the month. So feed me more.
I love it. So let's get to this NFL stuff. All this kind of breaking. Kirk Cousins leaving the Minnesota Vikings, going to the Atlanta Falcons. Saquon Barkley leaving the New York Giants, going to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Woo! That is spicy.
The Bucs re-signed Baker Mayfield, and to be honest with you, a lot of people didn't think that deal was going to happen, but once Mike Evans signed, I think that maybe it offered some... Well, I heard that the Bucs weren't 100 on Baker, that they didn't think they could get him, and then the same thing with Mike Evans. They land both of those players, so it looks like we're going to see the Bucs' core offense back for the year. So what else is out there, man?
Yeah, I think with the Baker stuff, that was probably some smoke and mirrors from Baker's agent.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there that, other teams were interested. I don't think the market's that hot for Baker Mayfield, and both sides really did quite well for themselves here. Baker Mayfield, you can't just look at the sticker shock of it. 3 years, $100 million. It sounds like a ton of money. He's a quarterback in the NFL, folks. Quarterbacks make a lot of money.
I got bad news. The backups make 18.
He's... Relative to the rest of the league, he's the 16th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Isn't that exactly where Baker Mayfield should be?
Exactly.
16th?
It's about where he is.
That's perfect. And for Baker Mayfield, he made $4 million last year. He's getting $50 million guaranteed. This guy's going to make $46 million more on this deal than he made on his last deal. That's a great pay raise.
God bless him.
And Brandon, wouldn't you say that right now, I feel like the vibe in the NFL when it comes to quarterback contracts is that there's a new allure of that middle-of-the-pack quarterback contract because so many franchises have gotten burned by tossing out $1 bajillion towards somebody, and then all of a sudden they get hurt, the whole season's swamped.
Well, yeah,
If you aren't Patrick Mahomes, there's all of a sudden an allure towards this, we'll make you the 6th most richest quarterback in the league, right? Isn't there a kind of a small demand now for that?
That's what Brady
Absolutely.
started that, did he not? The taking less money to maintain the core of the.
Well, he took less money than he could have made. It's not like he was paid as the 16th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. But I think what Ross is talking about is something that I don't think is new. I think that this has existed for years.
Green Bay?
Teams fear being at the bottom of the NFL in quarterback play. So they're willing to overpay a little bit for somebody who's average just so they can stay out of the cellar. Because the last thing that you want for ticket sales, for any viability of getting into the playoffs, is for you to not have a quarterback that can play. And that's where Baker Mayfield gets his contract. Baker Mayfield is paid because he doesn't suck. That's the reason that he has this new contract. The Bucs are looking at this and going, and I think a little bit of it might be the hangover from the Tom Brady era where they got a little addicted to winning there for a second. And they go, well, if we get rid of Baker, we don't know what's behind door number 2. And door number 2 could be a whole lot of L's. We don't want to experience that. We know what Baker is. Let's give him some money.
Yeah, and then they won the NFC South this year, did they not?
They did.
Yeah, so I mean, they won their conference. I mean, it's a terrible conference, but it doesn't matter. Division. I'm sorry. They can still make it to the. I mean, again, if you just can get to the top of your division and make it into the playoffs, I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah, you get to the tournament. And look, Baker Mayfield's only one of 8 quarterbacks that won a playoff game this year. One of 8.
Right, exactly.
It's not a lot of quarterbacks are in line to do that or are able to do it. There are a lot. Tua didn't win, and he's going to be looking at even more money than this. So yeah, I mean that's a factor. Kirk Cousins signs with the Falcons, so now, in my humble opinion, I think the Bucs have the second best quarterback in the NFC South as it stands right now. Kirk Cousins and his dollar figures back this up. 4 years, $180 million.
God bless him, man. That is so much money.
He has made so much money over the course of his career. His agent, the way that he has worked his contract.
That's right, Jack.
Ever since I watched that quarterback show on Netflix last year, I'm like, let's go, Kirk.
Yeah, get him.
Good guy.
Yeah. Solid solid quarterback, solid athlete.
And the stock market for Kohl's in Atlanta is through the roof.
Oh yeah,
that's what we're hearing. Khakis and button downs out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Business is booming.
Deacons are upgrading their resumes. He's gonna be heading a youth. He'll be heading a youth ministry any day now.
And it's a very spiritual city.
Yeah,
so
it is.
I think it fits. It's a really good fit. Talent-wise, he can sling it. They got a couple of wide receivers. It feels like we're so underutilized. The stat that whether you go to Marcus Mariota 2 seasons ago, who was also on that quarterback's documentary, which was great, or Desmond Ridder, who they followed him up with, the most off-target throws in the NFL over the last 2 years were coming out of Atlanta. Kirk Cousins is at least going to keep those guys active, productive. Drake London, who they took in the first round a couple of years ago. Kyle Pitts out of Florida, who has done nothing since he got into the NFL.
He's going to feel like a rookie with a new quarterback.
Yeah. And we talked about this a lot, probably more than we should have in the first hour of our show. He's in line for a new number, too, is Kyle Pitts. I would think Kirk Cousins has worn the number 8 throughout the course of his career. Kyle Pitts is the number 8. So I think there's a sale that's about to go down. Right. Kyle Pitts is going to bank some cash from Kirk Cousins.
I'm super curious. Saquon to the Eagles.
And Saquon is kind of at the end of his career, is he not?
No way. He's right in the thick of his prime.
Saquon Barkley? Did he have a bunch of injuries a couple years back?
He is injury prone.
Okay, that's what I'm kind of talking about.
Yeah.
I mean,
but he's still great. He's a great player.
But when you have those injury guys, I mean, it's almost like you can't really kind of rely on them. You get him in. If you get like 8 games a season, 9 games out of the season, you feel like you've won, I think.
Well, all you can do is go off of their last season, not past his prime.
Yeah.
He's pretty dope. He's pretty raw. But is this not like gasoline onto that rivalry?
Oh, big time.
This is
huge.
This is massive for those two teams.
I think Saquon Barkley actually took a discount just to stick it to the Giants. Because the Giants last year,
feels like it.
He wanted a long-term deal. He wanted to be a Giant for life. He wanted that long-term contract with New York. He was clearly their best player. and they franchise tagged him. So he got paid really well for 1 year. But that the problem with the franchise tag is it doesn't award you long-term viability because it's only a 1-year contract. So Saquon wanted that. They didn't give it to him, and they let him walk this year. And Saquon went right across the street.
Yeah. And didn't he have contract issues a couple years back as well with New York, where they didn't want to sign him? Well,
he wanted an extension, and they weren't giving it to him.
Exactly.
And then his contract came up. They franchise tagged him a year ago.
Right.
He didn't want to play on the tag, but everybody learned the lesson from Le'Veon Bell a few years ago. Le'Veon Bell was franchise tagged by the Steelers several years back. He held out. He didn't get paid.
Yeah.
And then when he came back, he was washed.
Yeah.
So everyone looked at that and went, okay, respect, but not doing that.
All right, 407-916-1041 here with Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 at the Game, talking a little sports. Well, Orlando had a tough weekend in the sports. I mean, the Magic and the City both had difficult weekends, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, I can't say what I was about to say I think would apply to Orlando City on the season. Orlando City has not been a great offensive team this year. Neither have the Magic. The Magic have been winning a lot of games. The Magic offense is cratered. So let's just separate these. The Magic go into New York, MSG, on a Friday night. The electricity in that building most nights is incredible. Yeah. On a Friday night in Times Square when the Knicks are
palpable.
Good. Come on.
Yeah.
Playing against the team that's side by side with them in the standings.
Yeah.
And the Magic got smacked. Did not show up. Lowest scoring total of the season for them or anybody else that plays in the NBA. They could not shoot. Then they come in, okay, all right, now they're going to regroup, come back home. And they still couldn't get to 100 points last night against the Indiana Pacers, who have one of the worst defenses in all of basketball. Doesn't help that Markelle Fultz and Jalen Suggs were not active last night. I think that we all learned just how important Jalen Suggs is, specifically at home. That guy, he is such an energy guy. He gets so amped up. And that crowd last night, it was the third largest attendance in the history of that building. You could have heard a pin drop throughout the game. Wow. There was no energy in that.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, all year, these games have given me life. The crowds have been incredible. I don't know what happened. Everybody just walked their way into the arena, and then the Magic didn't really do a lot to get them into the game.
It's that time
really
change,
disappointing.
Dog. That time
you know
change.
what? Maybe it was.
It's that time change, just blinking with
Sunday.
everybody.
A bunch of people probably spent the day out at Bay Hill. There could have been a lot to that.
Probably came there drunk from the golf tournament. All right, it's Orlando City Soccer. It just does not look good. They don't look good. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's the same thing with the city. It's just they have slow starts. They don't take a lot of shots on goal. It's just bizarre.
So to me, Duncan McGuire is going to be sorely missed when he leaves. He is, for me, my soccer, not novice soccer eye, he's clearly their best player. And I worry about what this team looks like when he leaves. They have troubles finishing around the goal. It's like they don't make life difficult on opposing goalies. And they were finally able to get in to the net thanks to Duncan McGuire, and then their defense doesn't hold up. So I'm sure that Ross can give me a more astute analysis on that. But from what I see, Duncan McGuire it kind of like starts and ends with him, and then if he's not creating something for this team, it's just sort of, I don't know. There's like a lack of creativity in the way that they attack the opposing net.
What was the final, by the way?
It was 3-2 in Minnesota.
It was 3-2 Minnesota. I believe Minnesota scores close to maybe the penultimate jack touch of the game. I think it was the second to last touch of the game where they score 3-2.
So, but they've allowed like 9 goals in the last 3 or 4 games?
I mean, I'm not even going to count the Inter-Fort Lauderdale match. I know I should, but
you should.
I'm just going to gloss right over that.
All right.
So we've played 3 games. I'm not going to go ahead and deem this team bad or good. I've got like a 10-week rule. I can get excited, I can get bummed out, but I can't give you a definitive anything until about 10 weeks because there's so many moving parts. The big story about this past weekend for me was no Facundo Torres. Brecalo, our new star signing center back. Honestly, I saw a team that was kind of getting rested for Tuesday's match down in Mexico. I saw a team that was kind of maybe not focusing 1,000% on the small treat in front of them and thinking about the big turkey that comes out on Tuesday. The CONCACAF competition, little heads up, I think it's like double and close to triple the earnings if compared to the MLS Cup.
Oh, wow, really?
It is a massive competition, and there's just a lot of details. I'm not going to act like Saturday was ideal. I still had a blast, even though we lost at the very end, but that was so exciting. I deem a soccer team to be bad when they stop creating chances.
Yeah.
And I got good news on that front. There were a lot of chances Saturday night that just did not go our way. We also had a massive fluke with El Pupo, Pedro Gallese giving up a goal in the first half as well.
So my question about that, with CONCACAF on top of the beginning of the MLS season, Orlando City will be playing their third match tomorrow night. You can hear it here on Real Radio in CONCACAF that since the start of the regular season. So it's going to be their sixth match and only 3 regular season games. Does that added play help the team gel since there's a lot of new players having those 3 extra matches? Or is it more work on their legs so early in the season? I don't know if it's a net positive or negative to have the CONCACAF happening right at the beginning of the season.
I mean, I think the obvious answer would be both, because right now it's clearly not helping. But let's see what it looks like when they get to the summer. Maybe at that point when they have CONCACAF behind them and they have gelled, because it is sort of a newfangled unit, as it seems to be every year for a lot of these teams. I think it can help them later, because isn't that that's the time in the year where we always worry the most about Orlando City. When we start to hit July and August, there's that summer swoon that always seems to impact this franchise. Maybe when we're sitting down and having this conversation around the 4th of July, we go, hey, this team's actually really good. And we can look back and go, CONCACAF is the reason why. But right now, it's clearly not helping.
All right, 407-916-1041, talking to Brandon Kravitz, 96.9 The Game Sports. Let's end it up with the API Arnold Palmer Invitational in town. Scotty Scheffler, number 1 player in the world, does not let anybody down, just pretty much cakewalks around Bay Hill. And for the record, guys, I can play this game. Ross can play this game. Watching anybody shoot 65 or 66 or 67 at that golf course is so remarkable, because it is one of the harder golf courses they play on the PGA Tour. Any pro will tell you, a lot of tournaments, you'll see 18, 19, 20 under par. Not here. 11, 12 is a very good number. It is a really difficult track with really tricky, very fast greens, which you saw on television. Yeah. You were out there pretty much all weekend and stuff. Good time? I mean, a lot of great shot making. They're one of the best hosts, by the way, of any sporting event in Central Florida's history. The crew over at Bay Hill, the volunteers, the people who run that tournament, they have that thing down to a science. It is a well-oiled machine.
And they're
built for you to have a good time and see as many shots as you can. Just a wonderful time.
I've been going out there for 10 years, and I've been really closely involved with them for like the last 4. I haven't had a single bad experience with anybody that works on the media side, the volunteers. They're incredible. And then they make the experience, which is already good and would honestly be good if they walked up to you, were rude, and smacked you in the face. It would still be fun out there. They make it even that much better. I rave about this event every single year. Continues to blow me away. And knock on wood, the weather continues to cooperate with the API. My wife and I were talking about this when we were out there on Saturday. It was the first day I was out there just as a patron, just enjoying the golf, not working. It feels like the weather's the exact same every single year. Like the same clouds in the same spots. It's like the golf
like the
world.
Truman Show.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're painting this stuff. It's incredible. So we had a really good time. But yeah, I mean, the story of the weekend is Scotty Scheffler. He's the best golfer in the world. Was kind of due for a win in 2024 and broke through in a big time way. He is the best golfer in the world in terms statistically gaining ground tee to green. His problem has been putting, and he putted like a maniac.
Yeah,
was 16 of 16 in with putts 15 feet and under out at Bay Hill. I mean,
he's a monster,
locked in, and it was just a birdie fest in that back nine. He was unstoppable. The biggest win. In terms of separation from second place that we've seen at Bay Hill since Tiger Woods in 2012.
Yeah, and the reason why, it's a really difficult track. It's so easy to make bogeys out there because the rough is so gnarly and wet, and you're coming out of this choppy rough on the extremely fast greens, hard to get any spin on the ball. It requires every single shot in the pros' bags. That's why they love coming here and playing it. Of course, with the legacy of Mr. Palmer, one of the reasons you get such great treatment, knowing a few people who are behind the scenes over there, is Mr. Palmer would have it no other way. The patron was the king, and when they came on the property, he wanted everybody who paid to have an exceptional experience, and he's pretty much led that way the entire time he was around.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of meeting him a couple of times out there, and that's exactly the vibe. I mean, you just wanted it to feel fun. It doesn't feel like a country club. It doesn't feel stodgy. It doesn't feel any of that. And you get real close to the players, the way they have the course set up. You're right there. A couple of the par threes. I mean, Ross and I went last year and walked up when Kurt Kitayama was hitting his shot on number 3, and I felt like I could have just grabbed his club in his backswing. It's like right there. Best players in the world. So if you ever get a chance to go out there, go do it. It is an absolute blast. The entire field played. I was rooting for Will Zalatoris.
Was I.
Coming off of the back injury. He's a young kid.
Wake Forest.
He's good for the game because he has that Ricky Fowler thing with the youth, the kids. They kind of look up to him a little bit. He's a great player.
And he played his ass off early in the tournament, but yeah, he had a 4-stroke lead on, I think that might have been that was on Saturday, and that thing evaporated so fast.
Doesn't take long, buddy.
Yeah.
Does not take long, but always good seeing you, big dog.
Pleasure to be here as always, and let me remind you that this segment brought to you by Kaufman and Lind. You can listen to Under Oath with Jeff Kaufman every Saturday morning, 7:30 a.m. on 96.9 The Game and Real Radio 104.1. Extended versions available by searching Under Oath with Jeff Kaufman on your favorite streaming platform. You guys, like Bay Hill, have been great hosts.
Good and loud for Brandon Kravitz.
Oh, he's such a nice guy, man.
As you leave here, this is a new thing we're doing. I'm going to give you a little ass pop like we're in the locker room, okay?
That's awesome, man.
All right, very
it's
good.
about time.
All right, back in a sec.
Don't look at me when you say that.
Real radio. It is.
Monsters in the morning.
What about Mini Kiss? Are they doing it?
No, I hate those little guys.
They make a mockery of Kiss. Yeah, why is it? I got a lot of questions as to why, because I can agree. People shouldn't make fun of my clown rock and roll band.
Right?
The Monsters in the morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Good morning, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Monday forecast. And today will be a beautiful day with a partly to mostly sunny sky. Temperatures this afternoon will be climbing into the low and mid 70s, a high of 73 degrees for Orlando. We do, though, have to get through the chilly temperatures this morning. Many of us waking up to temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Tomorrow afternoon, though, we'll see highs back into the upper 70s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
I had so many dreams, but life quickly got in the way. Then Rasmussen University saw my true potential and gave me the support and confidence I needed to become who I am today. Rasmussen University. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Make the most of your spring break. Visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. This is the only place where you can meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, stand nose to nose with the real Space Shuttle Atlantis, and much more. Launch into bold new territory this spring at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex at a down-to-earth price, of course. More on that in a second. Blast off this spring. Make your vacation at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex an out-of-this-world experience. And here's how you do that. You take advantage of this new 2-day ticket offer. It costs less than $45 per day, but offers you the maximum flexibility for the entire family. Get those tickets today. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets and more information.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. A1 is also your one call for garage floors and garage storage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Cracked or worn out bottom rubbers and seals expose your garage door to bugs and other pests, dirt, debris, and cold air. A1 Garage Door Service can replace old bottom rubber and seals in no time. And don't forget about all the moving parts of a garage door system. Wheels get old, cables fray, grease runs out, and tracks move, putting excessive wear and tear on your garage door system. Don't wait until there's a problem. Call A1 Garage Door Service for all of your garage door needs. Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special. Because the garage door is the smile of your home, don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Hey, let's get out of here.
With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Embark on a journey through the most absurd moments of the human story with Ridiculous History, the podcast that explores the bizarre corners of human existence, like the evolution of the toilet, the story of Comic Sans, or the exploits of the notorious Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr is like, one day, my life is going to be part of a musical.
However, though, he probably didn't necessarily at this point think that he was going to be the villain.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The #1 cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anna Jar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
If you guys think Americans have it bad with time zones, you should see Australia's time zones. Because if you stand at a certain corner, you could be 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and depending on the time of year, 9:30 or 10:30. But I don't know if there's time differences opposite of ours because of them being the southern hemisphere.
Interesting. Never really thought about that.
Yeah, I haven't either. That is fascinating.
Yeah, my daughter, who is in Ecuador until this Sunday, has been FaceTiming us and whatnot, and like a dummy. God, I got to tell you guys.
Is it Jim Possible at your house?
It's very Jim Possible.
We know.
I go,
how do I flip the camera?
No, it's worse. I go, hey, what time is it there, baby? She goes, Dad, it's literally right below Florida. So it's the same exact time. I'm like, it's 8:30. She goes, yeah, Dad, it's 8:30. And I go, wild. She just laughed at me and then handed her end of the phone to my mom. Or to Tori, and off we go. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. I have a stupid question to ask you guys.
Nice.
All right, because I think you guys are collectively way smarter than I am, maybe even individually way smarter than I am. But let me ask you this. So there's another bill trying to make its way through the House. I think it actually already did make its way through the House to ban TikTok nationwide. If TikTok doesn't adhere to a number of transparency issues, information issues, where the information's going, who's getting it, why are they getting it, where are they getting it, who are they getting it from?
Well, of course, ByteDance is the company that owns TikTok, and of course, it is a Chinese government entity.
Yes, so all of those things. We've heard about all of the perils of TikTok. Here's the argument they're using, and I want you to ask. I want you to tell me they're saying that this is a First Amendment issue. The TikTok's argument is that they are denying 170 million people their First Amendment rights in the U.S. So that means more than half the people that live in the U.S. have TikTok. Is that right?
If that's what they're claiming, by that number, yeah.
Yeah, they said 170 million people will not have the right, will lose their First Amendment rights.
No, they just need to move it over to a different platform.
That's my point. Like that is but this has been shot down once before. Didn't Donald Trump try to get this banned?
Yeah.
And the courts did not support that. Now all of a sudden it's made it through the House. And the reason I ask, it is 170 million Americans, is this. They're not denying Americans the ability to have free speech. Matter of fact, if you don't have TikTok on your phone, you can still say whatever you want in America.
Correct.
For the most part, wherever you want. It's just not on TikTok. So how is this a First Amendment situation? Is it?
I think it's an overreach.
Yeah, it's a way overreach, is it not?
Yeah.
I needed somebody to clarify that for me, because when I started hearing that TikTok is saying this is for one thing, I love a Chinese company telling us about our First Amendment rights. That's my favorite thing so far. And then secondly, I was like, well, they're not stopping you from free speech. You can't do it on TikTok. There's plenty of other platforms you can take that same message to.
And it's probably not the Chinese company. It's probably the American version of ByteDance.
Yeah, sure.
That's owned by a Chinese company.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right? So, and it's not run by the government. However, in China, they have the rules that the government has access to any data that any company in China has. So, therefore, your personal data is available to the Chinese government.
I've heard the one that's even worse than TikTok is, I read a report the other day from a reliable source that said Temu is the worst of them all.
Yeah, they're actually facing a couple of class action lawsuits because Americans are starting to realize that the exchange for getting some pretty cool stuff at super, super cheap prices is that Temu can basically access every single thing on your phone. And that's been what the class action lawsuits are about.
I'm not a Temu. My wife is Temu crazy.
I wanted to do Temu, but again, it's another Chinese company that's giving. It looks too much like you're getting something for nothing.
Yeah.
And there is no such thing.
Right, there isn't. Now, of course, TikTok is saying, hey, think about all the people who are providing content. They're going to lose their ability to make money as well, because if they shut TikTok down, that's a lot of business here in America. There are a lot of people who use TikTok for advertising. There are a lot of people who use TikTok to make money as content creators. So,
yeah, it pays the lamest.
Does it really pay the lowest?
Dollars? Yeah, dude. TikTok is the worst out of all the creator funds that I have benefited from.
Who's the best?
I would say YouTube.
YouTube, really?
Yeah. If you have a good 10, 12-minute YouTube video that hits, 1 million views, you're going to make thousands.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Why 12 minutes? Because the engagement, more ads play or whatever?
Yeah, you're going to have more ads also.
And that's the maximum length people will stick around to get the least amount, or the most ads or whatever?
Not just that, but I believe YouTube looked at everybody else in the market and went, all right, they're doing 1-minute videos. They're doing 90-second videos. Okay, let's kind of push 10 to 12-minute videos so that when they do watch a video, they'll be on our application a little bit longer. That's just their market that they dominated.
Right.
10 to 12-minute videos.
Yeah, when I saw this story, I was like, and somebody texted said this was a few weeks back. I've had this story pulled for a couple weeks to talk about, but when I read the entire thing, I was like, man, this is not a First Amendment issue. It sounds ridiculous to even say that, but you have to overreach like that to make what you're trying to do is scare people who are TikTok fans into making a vote, making their opinion be known by saying that they're threatening their right to say what they want to say, which of course is not true at all.
No, but it won't stop people from saying, hey, you're trying to deny my First Amendment rights by taking away my TikTok. People will believe that.
Yeah, they will believe it.
And that's where, to me, it's TikTok coming out with the talking points for fans of TikTok to rile them up. Because, again, it's really ironic to have a Chinese company of any entity talking about rights being taken away.
I'll throw this out here, though. I kind of look at this whole situation as like so we all know, all right, we talked about this before, that data surpassed oil as the most sought out, resource on the planet, that this new digital gold, all of our phones and all the information that it takes of us, you add that from a country's population, all of a sudden you can move mountains.
Sure.
It's the most sought out resource on the planet, right? So with that said, it kind of feels like two coke heads at the same table going, no, that's my cocaine. You don't get to have that cocaine. That's your cocaine over there. That's your data. This is my data. Because here's the thing. The same thing that we're worried about, like, oh, God, they're tracking all of our data. It's the same thing, kind of in my eyes, but just American.
Right.
Because what they're looking for is accuracy towards ads. And then once you have that, you don't want that leaking out over there. We want our data to stay here.
3 times this weekend, my wife showed me her phone after us having a conversation in a room about some things that we're doing regarding this, the housing thing. And sure enough, not even 5 minutes after the conversation, and it was so specific. So specific.
Sex swing?
No. Retro 50s flooring tile.
Mm-hmm.
We had a conversation about retro 50s flooring tile. I'll give you one guess what popped up as a Wayfair ad on her phone without searching it on her phone, just having her phone in a room with a conversation about it.
Was it a sex swing?
It was a sex swing, Jack. You nailed it. All right, 407-916-1041. So there is some big trouble in Colorado. And I want to ask everybody out there a question. We have a couple segments. We can take a couple calls if we want to do this. What's the worst case scenario at your job? And I'll give you an example. At this job, Jack, what would be the worst case scenario for an employee at this job to do something?
To do something?
I would say to come on the air.
To cost the company the license.
To cost the company the license. The worst thing you could do in this business is if Jack and I were in unison, Jack locked that door. And you couldn't get in here. And we said, we're taking this company down. And we started just F-bombing left and right. And we got the license lost for this station, right? That's the worst case scenario. That happened in Colorado, not in the radio business, but in another business. And I'm asking you guys out there, what would be the worst case scenario for your work? What could someone do to create the most trouble for your work? And no one was hurt physically, theoretically. No one died physically, theoretically.
Yes.
Well, that part is
you'll understand.
None of that theoretical death.
You'll understand in a second.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at slowdowns in the usual spots today on I-4 in the Orlando area, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash right now affecting east and westbound lanes out on State Road 520 near Maxim Parkway. So make sure to give yourself extra time if traveling through that area this afternoon. If you see any other traffic problems today, make sure you call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
I had so many dreams, but life quickly got in the way. Then Rasmussen University saw my true potential and gave me the support and confidence I needed to become who I am today. Rasmussen University. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
You know, inflation is running high. Nobody knows when it's going to finally level out, but you got to buy your windows and doors right now at FAS. That way you can lock in your price. These guys, they have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows ready for you to operate. Pick out your favorites, have them installed, and just feel the difference in your house. They are built with impact-resistant glass. That's for security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. They have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free at FAS, and they always give you tons of options, which is so cool. And all of these products, every one has a lifetime warranty. And if you act right now, you could receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. No money down, no interest, no payments. For 12 months, financing is available. Guys, when you get these windows and doors, it changes your property so much. For one thing, it looks amazing. Curb appeal is insane. Your house will feel better. It'll be so quiet. It'll be safer because of the impact-resistant glass. And, of course, your AC will work less, which means it lasts longer, and your house will stay cool as well. Your energy bills are going to drop. Get on board. Get your appointment. It's FASWD.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hey, Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Tax time means a cash bonus for many people. Hey, this is RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I need to reduce my tax burden, so I'm going to overpay for your old car. Get up to $4,297 more than it's actually worth. Trade in and get a new car today, like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
If you love sports and scandal, then join me, ESPN broadcaster Jay Harris, each week for Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals, the newest podcast from executive producer Dan Patrick. From current scandals like MMA champ Cain Velasquez's armed car chase to historic shockers like the biggest Little League cheat, Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals doesn't shy away from dark details and always packs a punch. Never miss the dirt, people. Listen to Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Yo, it's Kevin. I just talked to Ross on the phone. I understand y'all are moving on, but just had to get this out there. I had a band teacher in 6th grade, the nicest lady ever. She fell in love and ended up marrying another teacher that was in the school. She made that class so much more fun than it ever could have been. It should happen more, just like you said, Jimmy. Keep up the good work, guys.
Right.
Talk to y'all later.
Thank you, buddy. They should incentivize it. I like it.
Well, no.
They should incentivize it, Jack.
No.
Yeah, they should. They should give them more money for getting together.
He's saying his teacher got in a relationship and then the class was better because she was happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah. She's getting it,
good.
Jack. She's getting it.
You're right. We should incentivize. People should be happy.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's just like the kids now are kind of like part of. They're not part of the relationship. That's too strong. But like they know.
Well, they're part of the story. Like, think of how many, marriage proposals have been done with teachers. The fiance has let the students know, and then the teacher finds out. And
by the way, our Jim Colbert Show question of the day, it's on YouTube. You search Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. You can watch the show there. But in the chat, you can vote, and it's have you ever dated a coworker?
That's easy. Just JimColbertLive.com. You can actually click right through to their YouTube channel, get in that chat room, go there, and then watch us through the show. Give us a subscribe and like while you're there if you don't mind. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack.
Hi.
And Ross as well.
Like 8 or 9 times.
Trivia coming up a little bit later. Top of the hour, we'll have Ross thoughts and, of course, into Ray Trendley today. Friendly Ray Trendley in a little bit later. So Colorado has an issue, and I would think this would be the absolute worst thing that this person could do for this particular agency, for this particular thing. Now, again, I threw this out right before we went to break, kind of giving the example for us to come on the air and just drop a bunch of F-bombs and really cost the company its license to broadcast, basically putting us out of business. That's what would happen. So this would shut down. It would all go away, and that's what would happen. Everybody would get in trouble. We would all get fined because the nature of the laws now are it's not just the company that gets hit. We also personally bear responsibility for that fine as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the Colorado...
really only the show hosts.
Yeah, you're right.
They went for the deeper pockets.
The Colorado Bureau of Investigation. Here in Orlando, we call it the Metropolitan Bureau of Investigation. It's like our own city's FBI kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole idea. So this woman who worked for them, let me make sure I get her number. Her name is Yvonne Woods. She goes as Missy Woods. She is a scientist there for the Colorado Forensic Scientists Unit for the Bureau of Investigation, and they just found out
she's a cop scientist.
Yep, and they just found out that from 2008 and through 2023,
and she's considered Colorado's star DNA analyst.
That's 15 years. They're going back to work she did all the way back to 1994.
Uh-huh.
Currently have caught her either not providing complete information, filling in false information, not doing proper tests that would be required for that particular conviction, basically not doing her job, and then even worse, falsifying some of the information and then not completing the information.
How many thousands of cases are going to be appealed?
I was going to ask you, how many cases do you think it is?
Oh, you have a number?
Yeah, we do have an exact number.
I'm going to go...
Now, don't freak out.
Okay.
You got to remember, each one of these cases can last, 2-3 months apiece sometimes.
2-3 months, yeah, but this is
even
over
longer.
16 years. I'm going to go 1,500 cases. I know
that isn't a bad guess. I'm going to be dead honest with you. I don't know where I would have started either if I had to guess this number. Ross, what do you think, boss?
2,
15.
215. You know the answer, right?
I do, so
Okay.
I got to take myself out.
Yeah, 600
of the competition.
652 cases. 652 cases. Now, when I say the worst case scenario, if you are part of an internal investigation team, and I'm sure you guys out there listening, some of you may be, and your job is to provide the evidence and information so that the prosecutors for the state or the county or the city can take that evidence into a trial and get a conviction against a bad guy. That's if the information is solid and it's reliable. They found out that basically this woman who's been working for this crime lab for 29 years has been
Christmas train.
Yeah, basically. She's deleted, altered data.
Yeah,
we know why her record is so good. She just filled in the information needed. And
Well, what's crazy is that she was placed on administrative leave and then allowed to retire.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that.
Exactly.
If she's put that many criminal cases in jeopardy, shouldn't she be facing charges herself?
She really should be facing charges. For one thing, let's talk about the thing. In January, the Colorado Department of Public Safety requested $7.5 million from the legislature to pay for an independent lab to retest up to 3,000 DNA samples for district attorneys to review and potentially prosecute cases affected by lab errors. Think of the scope of this. If only half of these people, 330 or whatever it is, 340 of these people, if only 340 of these people were convicted erroneously through information that she either fabricated or she didn't complete, she didn't go through the entire process to 100% exonerate or convict.
That could be a rape victim waiting for justice.
Can we tell you? Also, could be people who've been in jail for 15 years on information that was incomplete or inaccurate completely. How does it sound for the state of Colorado to have 340 wrongful imprisonment cases, civil cases against that state? I mean, I can't.
No bueno.
I can't think of somebody that could F your department over more in that scenario than one of your most trusted scientists for over 15 years that we know of, giving prosecutors false information to put people who could be innocent behind bars and then setting them up for one massive civil lawsuit after the next.
I'm curious to find out why also. I hope if we're lucky, it's because of a case of laziness.
Right.
I'll just fill this out.
Right.
That's if we're lucky.
Right. You're right. Because
what it might be
is even worse.
Hey.
Malicious, right.
Yeah. Hey, they're innocent, but I don't like them.
Right.
Yeah. Take this and then write that.
Or is it just, inconclusive evidence that they went to make more conclusive?
The internal investigation found that she deviated from standard protocols. She never created or reported any false inculpatory DNA matches or exclusions, nor has she tested falsely in any hearing or trial resulting in a false conviction or unjust. Now, that's what her attorney says.
Yeah.
But they don't know that. I mean, it's 626 cases, and they haven't even gone back all the way through 94 to find out if there are more yet.
Well, she still sent hundreds of people to jail based on shoddy and incomplete DNA work.
Texting service brings up a phenomenal point, and one of the weirdest parts, in my opinion, of our justice criminal system is think about all the plea deals.
Oh, yeah.
All those plea deals.
Yeah.
I read this story today, and I just sat there with my mouth hanging open, could not believe the scope of this. You're just now hearing the beginning of this case, but you're going to hear about this for a while because now we don't know. You're right, like Deborah said, and like you said, we don't know who's been let go. We don't know who's been incarcerated or not incarcerated because of this information. Could be rape victims, could be murder cases out there that she just didn't want to get bothered with because maybe the work was too hard or too involved, and she wanted to get more cases under her portfolio. I don't know why, but I mean that would be the worst case. Ross, at Universal, what would be the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario?
You cursing at a patron, in public, in costume,
Short
kind of thing?
Killing anybody.
Yeah. Short of causing anybody physical harm, because you guys understand what I'm seeing now?
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't cause anybody direct physical harm. Her decisions or indecisions could have caused people great harm.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Especially if it led to a wrongful conviction and how that changed not only that person's life, but that family. Oh, man.
And they could have been harmed as they go to prison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they're
That's
the
no
fresh kid.
picnic.
Exactly. They're the fresh kid on the block, and
From
they
what
didn't
I
even
hear.
deserve to be there.
I don't know. Like,
I would think
there's a lot of kids in theme parks. If you like knock into one,
yeah. I mean, but I would think
I've done that though.
But I would think something that would go
on accident.
I would think something that went viral in that scenario would be the worst case scenario, right? You as a character in the park, like cursing out somebody, and then somebody gets a video of it.
Yeah,
like
slapping another kid.
Like that would be the worst. Yeah, slapping or bumping a kid, that would be the worst case scenario.
Yeah, that would be awful.
I kind of wonder because there's so many different jobs. Some of them I think would be kind of obvious. Like if you're a cop and you're constantly arresting people who don't deserve to be arrested, that's kind of obvious. But I'm interested to see what other industries would consider their worst case scenario. Like if one person went in there and went rogue, what's the worst thing they could do without causing like a direct injury per se that could really kind of blank up the system? Like there's so many different kind of ways you could do it. I
Just
guess.
worst case scenarios for specific careers.
Yeah, just for those careers. You're like, well, worst case for me is I could do this to somebody, or I could do this to my boss, and it would be out of just the worst. I worked for somebody back in the day years ago for a short period of time that did not dispose of their printing chemicals like they should.
Mm-hmm.
They were pouring them down the toilet.
Oh.
Had I ratted that guy out, he would have lost his entire business and been fined. You just can't even imagine how much the fine would have been. You just can't even imagine. And, yeah.
Well, then his worst case scenario never happened. though.
Right, it did not.
Yeah.
But that's what could have happened. That's what I'm kind of saying.
You're a hero.
All right, Forrest, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Man, the earth loves me. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Looking at slowdowns in the usual spots today on I-4 in the Orlando area, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash right now affecting east and westbound lanes out on State Road 520 near Maxim Parkway. So make sure to give yourself extra time if traveling through that area this afternoon. If you see any other traffic problems today, make sure you call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day is now live. It's brought to you by wearenotthebanks.com. If you're ready to start looking for a new home, maybe 2024 is the year you're moving. Well, you need to finance it, and wearenotthebanks.com can help because they are direct mortgage lenders. And you need Brad Siebert. You find him at wearenotthebanks.com. He's the guy who can help you. He helped me. I did a refi with wearenotthebanks.com several years ago. It was fast, easy, got a great rate. Deals with all types of buyers. It bumps in your credit. He can still work with you. Many different loan programs. You have VA loans, conventional loans, jumbo loans of all sizes, even no-income documentation loans. If this is the year you're moving to a new home or you want to refinance the one where you live, just get started at wearenotthebanks.com. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Hey, Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Hey, if you're without a job or you just want to look for a new one, maybe upgrade your job, do it at the Florida Now Jobs Fair. It's happening this Wednesday from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center. Florida Jobs Now Job Fair. And it's your chance to connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. So your next career is right in front of you. Get your resume ready, dress for success, and be at the Orlando Science Center from noon to 4 p.m. this Wednesday. Get all the details on our website, fljobsnow.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Fence Outlet has the largest selection of fencing options in the state with over 400,000 square feet of showroom and warehouse space. Get 0% financing for 12 months for your gorgeous new fence. Book your appointment online today. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
McDonald's McCafe iced coffee wakes you up like the perfect song. The 100% Arabica beans get your head nodding. Yeah, then the cream drops like a smooth bass line. Add some ice to chill it down. And some French vanilla flavor. There you go. Or change it up and go with caramel. Either way, it's a stone cold classic. Start your day with a $1.49 McCafe iced coffee available during breakfast hours only. Music to my ears. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. My day just flows better when I make my first stop McDonald's. I can choose 2 faves and save big when I bundle a savory sausage McMuffin or flaky sausage biscuit with crispy hash browns for breakfast for $2.79. Or I can make Mickey D's my last stop. Lunch, dinner, a late night snack perhaps, when I bundle a crispy McChicken or juicy McDouble with delicious small fries for only $3.69. Now my day is made the tastiest way when I bundle and save at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid with product served.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I work in new construction where we windows, doors, and we also key locks for brand new homes. Me and my colleagues have information and key code numbers to roughly 80,000 homes apiece. So that's how we could seriously cause chaos. And think about it.
No, yeah. I wonder how many people have actually been that guy, who've been that person that caused the chaos and caused the problem. You know, and never got busted, just did something really stupid. Didn't even mean to. It wasn't malicious. Did something stupid and went, I'll just cover that up and then not come back in. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. By the way, if you want to leave a talkback, you can do that. Just get the iHeartRadio app. It's free and frickin' awesome, by the way. If you don't have it, you should, because there really are no strings. They don't bother you at all. It's really a bad business deal for them. They're giving you way too much for nothing.
Well,
but take
they
advantage
make you
of it.
listen to a commercial when you first sign on, but when that's done, that's it.
Yeah, take advantage of it. Get that app, and of course, go to Real Radio. Once you get it, use that microphone to send it on down the line. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
I use it every day, mostly for listening to this station, but also to listen to podcasts. And in fact, the iHeart Podcast Awards are tonight.
Are they really?
Yep. You can watch them online or actually hear them. We'll replay them tonight at 11 p.m. You can actually listen to them. They're doing them live from South by Southwest in Austin.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That thing came up fast. Usually, for some reason, I thought that was in the summer. I think that's why it kind of got me a little bit.
I'm not sure if it's always been at South by Southwest,
Yeah.
and so you have to kind of move to that time frame if that's where you want to have it, and I think that's a perfect place for it.
Man, that event must have changed a lot.
How you figure?
Look at Texas in the last year.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look at podcasting in the last 5 years.
I mean, I was just specifically talking about South by Southwest. I'm just like that must be warped.
Yeah.
Just how. I mean, now you got Elon.
Yeah.
Over there. Like it's a different state.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That is, yeah.
You said 4 times.
No, I
and
know.
I don't know what the subject is yet.
I'm trying to clear my thought up.
Good. I'm not the only one, Jack.
No, I'm excited.
I was afraid to
I'm
say
excited
anything.
to hear what he's agreeing to.
No. I was just thinking of something and then thinking out loud and thinking, okay, well, that ain't going to work. And then that ain't going to work. And then that ain't going to work.
I got scared. I thought I was going to be shaking only your left hand.
Yeah. And you have to make it through this day completely without a stroke or heart attack,
Right.
not to be a daylight savings statistic.
You're right. Somebody give me a dole pin. I need a dole pin to put in my hand. All right, 407-916-1041.
Slow on the uptake.
That's funny thing is, I guess that people just don't have any experience with that, and maybe I've not been anybody that kind of ruined any business or anything like that. I've never done anything like that. Well, I couldn't imagine being that guy. But
someone who texted us who works for Budweiser, they said that whole flap with Bud Light. One person in the company signed off by their supervisor. They made those demo cans for that the trans YouTuber, Mulvaney.
Yeah.
Okay. And ended up costing the company personally. That person says it cost them personally $14,000 on their annual salary. I guess through their bonus structure or whatnot, but it cost the company billions.
Sure. Yeah.
That was just, hey, we'll do this for Women's Week or something.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right.
Seemed innocuous at the time.
All right, 407-916-1041. I did not watch the Oscars last night. For some reason, I didn't watch the entire show. I watched clips of it this morning, flipped through it. I don't really have a connection to any of the movies. I think I only saw one of them this year.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
Those two statements are correlated.
Yeah, and again,
I saw 4 of the nominated films.
Did you see Oppenheimer? You did? You saw it? Okay.
Yes.
Did you see Poor Things? No, you said you were going to watch it this weekend?
On the list. I'll probably watch it this week.
Emma Stone, right? That's the Emma Stone one?
Yeah.
Yes.
And she was they said that she was the only surprise winner of the evening because everybody thought it was going to be that other.
I would say that, and I think no one was more surprised than she.
Yeah.
Right.
I think her reaction, you could see it. It's like she was a bit overwhelmed and almost like panic attack.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's always one, every year, there's always one of those movies that you say, like, my God, man, why would you go watch that? And the first one I remember was Schindler's List. I remember, because I had to walk out of the movie. It was so overwhelmingly sad. I couldn't disassociate myself from what I was feeling to watch the movie.
Right.
Because it was so brutal. And because it was a Spielberg movie, and you know how obsessed he is with how the accuracy of it.
Yeah.
That means that the things you were seeing
were real.
Those things happened. It's documented. Those things happen. And when those two kids jumped in that latrine to hide from the German soldiers and submerged themselves in the raw sewage, I was like, check, please. Got to go. Never saw the end of the movie. Don't know what it is. But I would think that movie this year is that movie, The Zone of Interest. Did you guys hear about that movie and what that's about?
Not until last night when it started winning awards.
Holy balls.
Yeah.
Did you know what it was about, Jim? Have you heard of it, Ross?
I've heard of it. I didn't see it.
The Zone of Interest, I guess, is the German families who worked in and around the death camps living in camps that are adjacent to the death camps. So your kids are out there playing and learning lessons and having fun. And on the other side of the wall that separates them from the death camps, thousands of people are being killed every hour. And it's that relationship between that life that the German soldiers and the military installation had to live with their families as they were committing these atrocities, the genocide. And again, that's one of those movies that hit me when I was like, can't imagine. I mean, it sounds like an unbelievably intriguing story. I can't associate myself with that, the Holocaust thing. I can't do it.
It's
too
many
much.
feels.
It's too much, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
And that's just the movie.
Yeah. That's just too much.
I always find it interesting that when you put an actor, a director, a script, and you tell that story, that can be, at least I'm looking at you, someone who's definitely involved with crime dramas that are documentaries about, absolutely this is what he did, how he did it. But when you put a good director, you put it in the right set, give them the right costumes, say action, and you nail it, that's more powerful.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I get it, and these are movies probably everyone should have to watch just for the historical value and the educational value of seeing these films. I mean, most people probably should be like mandatory reading kind of thing, but I couldn't. I don't think I could force myself to watch it. I would get more angry watching the people going through life completely oblivious or forced oblivion to what's happening just next door to them.
Yeah, but that's all the more reason to watch it.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then, so a lot of people, right, probably feel that way.
Yeah.
And then there's also a lot of people that look at the last 10 years and go, maybe we should watch that.
Yeah, maybe so. Who knows? But
Especially
I
when you
doubt
know-
it seriously, though.
And I think that was the point of the director when they won the award for Best Foreign Film, is that, we see the rise of anti-Semitism, and we see repeating, the mistakes of the past.
Right. How you marginalize those people on a historic level like that.
Well, and it's it's fascinating because Oskar Schindler was not a Jewish man.
No.
And he was not a man of really good character or morals, really. But what he ended up doing was saving thousands of people. And at the end of the film, it's so moving.
Oh, don't spoil it. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't?
I have not.
Oh, wow.
You've never seen Schindler's List?
I have not.
Neither have
Jim,
you.
you haven't either.
I saw half of it at least. Come on, give me credit.
Yeah, you tried.
I saw as much as I could.
Well, put it this way. I didn't quit on it.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh.
Come on. Well, watch it then, boss. And get yourself a big old fluffy pop of popcorn and get ready to be really, really bummed out for about 4 days.
Yeah, I
because you
get
won't
it.
be able to get those images out of your head.
No, I understand
You will
that.
not.
I understand that.
You will have to have that Men in Black light.
I can't get my wife to watch it with me, so I have to carve a time where I have it by myself. And I might watch Oppenheimer again if that happens.
The SS commander that Ray Fiennes played in that movie was known as one of the most brutal.
Well, and then how do you separate yourself in a world of brutality there? You think about that. Think about, like, this German SS officer was the real bad guy in the world where they had names like the Butchers and the what was the one that starts with an M that was supposed to be the
Mengele?
Mengele, Joseph Mengele.
Yeah.
I mean, he was supposed to be the
The
worst.
doctor?
Yeah, I mean, it's a joke.
I will say I've been waiting for this answer, and I already feel like I got my answer though, because I feel like you would have told me you didn't see Barbie this weekend, did you, Deb?
No, I didn't. I didn't. We tried watching Oppenheimer, couldn't get into it. We're going to try it again, but no, I definitely want to see Barbie.
I actually heard that Oppenheimer was hard to watch. It was kind of slow the entire way and really never gained any until the very end, or like 3/4 in. Is that true or not?
I'm extremely happy that I saw it in a movie theater, because longer movies, you watch it at home, a light goes off, the popcorn's ready, the dog needs to go out. I mean, that's definitely one of those movies where having the screen surrounded by cinema darkness that's designed for that story to be told.
Mm-hmm.
That was the way to watch that movie. And all movies.
Yeah. Well, I agree with Ross. I had no problem with Oppenheimer. I loved it. It won Best Picture. I do not disagree with that. But just a texter also said, asking if it was poorly edited because they thought it was just too long.
Right.
I did not.
I mean, I feel like everybody walks out of a movie to a certain degree and went like, I wish they lost 10 minutes or something.
Right.
But I know that movie felt its length is part of its expression. It's supposed to feel titanic. It's supposed to feel massive. We're talking about one of the greatest human discoveries in human history. And to not just give it 90 minutes or 2 hours, I think when it comes to an event that size, I think you can take as much time as you want as long as you execute it right.
It's funny when we were real quickly looking at watching Poor Things yesterday. At first, I brought up Oppenheimer. My wife was ready to give in, and then I showed her it was 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And then I brought up Poor Things. It was only 2.5 hours long. She's like, well, that's short. A 2.5 hour long movie is still long. And Jimmy Kimmel even said this on stage at the Oscars last night. The average running time for all the nominated best of movies averages to 2 hours and 26 minutes.
Yeah, because everyone was balking
Right.
about Killers of the Flower Moon.
also being 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that's what we were going to watch. Yeah.
Right.
That, because that as long as well. And there was a time where Sylvester Stallone, I think when he made Cobra in the 80s, would say he didn't want his movies to be over 90 minutes.
90 minutes is
to
it.
get faster turnaround time in the movie theater.
Yeah, that's how-
so they
Wow.
could have more showings.
That's exactly, I believe, how all those action stars really kind of wanted it. Bruce Willis, Schwarzenegger, and those guys wanted those quick movies in and out. Swayze's movies were all like 90 minutes, quick story in and out. The one kind of funny, ironic award really went out for visual effects. And the reason why is because we're so used to seeing these big, gigantic movies, the Marvel movies and stuff that have this massive amount of CGI that brings a lot of these like kind of bombastic characters to life. But and I guess it did, but it just happened with a different movie. Did you see what won it?
I did, and it's a movie I saw in the movie theater.
Is it good?
It's great. Yeah, I loved it.
Godzilla -1 takes
Yeah.
home an Oscar for visual effects.
It's the year of the Godzilla, and I'm here for it.
You like
Don't
that.
call it a comeback, King. He never left.
So what's great about Godzilla -1, it's not the modern storyline of Godzilla Kong fighting in modern
Sure.
times. This is kind of taking it back to its roots where it was during World War II and just post World War II, where the protagonist is a failed kamikaze pilot. He quit. So that means he lives with disgrace.
Like I did on Schindler's List.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, but it was Godzilla set in that time, and it was a fun movie. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
And there was a period of time when I was a kid, probably and really young, but my uncle, who was probably I think about 9 years older than me, was really into the Godzilla movies. Like, is it Rodan? It was Hydra, Godzilla versus
Yeah.
King Kong, Rodan, Hydra, Mega Man, or whatever it was. Those movies ruled supreme for what, about 10 years? What did they call that? That Saturday morning?
Saturday matinee.
The Saturday matinee, that was it.
I am pumped, though, that the Billie Eilish song won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you. Listen, I am a 34-year-old man. That song has made me feel stuff.
Yeah, you have to be
Oh,
real
how
careful
could
where
you
you are.
not?
You have to be careful where you are when you hear that tune. You really do. If you're in the toilet, you got to be careful because crying and pooping ain't cute.
How could you not, Deb asked? Answer, by not seeing the movie.
Yeah.
You're missing context. It feels so good.
Also, the movie I wanted to see, there are two movies that I like. Anatomy of a Fall and Poor Things are the two movies I want to see.
Yeah.
Now, Poor Things is about a bunch of like a rich kid or something.
No.
What is poor? Well, help me out here. Just help me out with it because I can't remember, buddy. It's just,
So I don't know if she was built, but Emma Stone plays
That's right.
a woman, but she has the mind of a toddler and then has to adapt and learn. I don't know if she's like
She's like a Frankenstein.
an android,
and
or
she's
something.
given
Yeah.
a baby's brain.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you watch as she basically starts to figure the world out.
Got Mark Ruffalo in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's pretty good.
but it was winning on costume, it was set design and stuff, and so it was winning a lot of awards.
It won like 6, right?
Yeah, and then and Oppenheimer won 7.
Yeah.
RDJ, what did he win? Did he win Best Supporting, right? Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
he did.
It's his
Did.
first Oscar ever.
That, God, did he deserve it?
I know.
Yes, but I remember walking out of the theater thinking that.
Yeah, I like that's
him.
case closed. That's
Yeah.
the best Robert Downey Jr. performance of all time.
So what I liked, they did a couple of different things. They started this an hour earlier. So on our
7 o'clock?
time, it was 7 instead of 8 because they always ran until like 11:30.
Yeah.
It ran late. News would be late.
That was the story every year, right?
Every
long,
year.
And there was betting on that. Remember
Yeah.
when the prop bet was how long the Oscars were going to run?
So this year they built in that half hour, started it an hour early, so it was set to go to 10:30. Then they do an Abbott Elementary on ABC,
Yeah.
and then it was the news. They ended up finishing with that extra half hour. They finished short. They actually finished like a minute or so short which they filled in. But what I liked is how they introduced the actor and supporting actor categories. They had 5 previous winners come out, and each one would give a short description of one of the nominees and then do the award.
Very cool.
The one who really dropped the ball was Al Pacino.
Oh, yeah, I heard it was a mess.
Totally flubbed it. He didn't read the They're short on time. I mean, they're short on time, so they had time to go, and he didn't even read the nominees. I don't know if he was supposed to because they were showing them all night. It would have been great to recap because all he did was open up the envelope. My eyes see Oppenheimer, and and then he was rambling on, and it's like, wait, I think they just won. So it's like in the crowd they were like looking at each other, and Christopher Nolan and his wife stood up.
Way to take the magic away, buddy.
It really was anticlimactic. It was a really odd moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I've heard about this animated feature, but I've not seen. What is The Boy and the Heron about?
I do not know.
That's the famous.
It's like a short,
God, why is his name? He did Tataru, my friend, my neighbor. He's a famous.
Yeah.
It's a very famous anime director, creator.
Oh, so it's an anime feature?
Yeah.
It's a feature, and it was playing in theaters around here. It had a long run. It was doing really well, so when it won that, it was really no surprise.
Very cool. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up for trivia. We got some cool stuff to give away. That's 407-916-1041. 5 lines are open. Load them up now. Trivia is next here on The Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is the news junkie.
3rd season premiere of The Morning Show on Apple TV and the series premiere of The Other Black Girl on Hulu.
I hope that's what it's called.
It's called that. Of course, why would I say that?
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is 3-time Pro Bowler LeVar Arrington. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Russell Wilson is joining the Steelers as predicted. The first quarterback domino falls off the board. Russ to Pittsburgh is what they need. He doesn't need to be the silly savior. He just needs to get the team churning again. This isn't Stafford to the Rams or Brady to the Bucks. But for the first time since Big Ben's prime, the Steelers are finally interesting at quarterback again. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Yeah, every time you walk by that guest bathroom that looks awful, everything on your house looks great. You've done all the work. Your flooring is wonderful. All the paint is perfect. The furniture matches everything. The yard looks great. You got a new roof. The one problem is that guest bathroom. Every time you walk by it, you curse it under your breath a little bit. And here's why. Because every time you go to make the move to replace that bathroom, your friends and family are like, "Whoa, hold on for a second. Have you really done your research? It's going to cost a fortune, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff is going to happen. It's going to be terrible." Well, that's why you just have to shut them up immediately and say, "Look, guys, I'm working with Rebath in Mid-Florida. We're going to be fine," because they have incredible products that they can install in just 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees. That means no subcontractors. And then they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And on top of that, if you're ever worried about the integrity of Rebath, 5-star Google reviews everywhere, and a little secret, the blue and the orange, those DIY box stores that we all know, Rebath installs their bathrooms for them. If they can trust them, you can certainly trust them. And guys, let me tell you, you don't give up anything. These products are gorgeous. You can drop by the showroom and see them. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. They have some models set up to show you that. You're going to love it. Let these guys give you a quote on the bathroom. They can do everything. Their design team will work hand in hand to come up with the bathroom of your dreams. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Tax time means a cash bonus for many people. Hey, this is RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I need to reduce my tax burden, so I'm going to overpay for your old car. Get up to $4,297 more than it's actually worth. Trade in and get a new car today, like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. A1 is also your one call for garage floors and garage storage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of a repair. Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
A1 from day one.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations, like 24/7 comedy.
If they were really donut holes, the bag would be empty.
When you need to laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
Should we call someone? I'm like, no, that's his face.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Sunnyside Electric.
Oh, hi. I'm worried about my electrical panel.
For static electricity problems involving your cat, press 1.
No, my electric panel.
For all other inquiries, press 2.
Don't even have a cat.
Fine. What's your problem then?
My electric panel, it's making sort of a humming noise.
Impossible. If your panel is working normally, it should be silent.
I know. That's why...
Have you tried using those noise-cancelling headphones?
What?
Then you won't hear the humming.
How does that help?
It'll get you off my back.
This would never happen with Frank Gay.
But you didn't call Frank Gay.
No, but I'm calling them now.
When you have an electrical problem, you need help now. A helpful operator to guide you, qualified electricians to diagnose and repair your electric panel and keep it safe and functional. That's the Frank Gay way.
Wish I'd called Frank Gay in the first place.
Sorry, can't hear you. I'm wearing my noise-cancelling headphones.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Join us tonight for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. We'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year and celebrate the most innovative talent and creators in the industry. Listen tonight, starting at 11 p.m. right here.
Presented by the Hartford Small Business Insurance. Learn more or start a quote at thehartford.com/small business. With insurance designed for your small business, the Bucks got your back.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. As always, we thank you greatly for tuning in today. A lot of options out there. Thanks for choosing us. We deeply appreciate it. We love it when you listen. We love talking to you and talking about you and talking for you and around you, all those things.
But we're never talking at you.
We are not. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here. And Ross has the sauce jar. Let's get it.
All aboard!
Chugga, chugga.
Clickety-clack and clickety-clack.
I have a beautiful pair of tickets to go see Orlando City SC versus Austin FC March 23rd at Inter&Co Stadium. Plus, that also comes with a post-game concert, a post-match concert with Vanilla Ice, Montel Jordan, and Rob Bass. It's like an awesome 90s celebration, and they are leaning into it, and I'm here for it. I'm literally there for it. I will be there.
Are you really?
This
awesome.
is how we do it.
I love it.
And that is your
This
Sauce
is how
Jar,
we do it.
which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Are you like Jimmy and got a move coming up? Call them. They can handle it. Doesn't matter if it's local or long distance, residential or commercial. Does matter, though, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that's going to snag you a discount.
Word.
Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thanks, Deb. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Okay. Ross, who goes first today, buddy?
Hey, Joe.
There we go. Line 2. Joe, how you doing, buddy?
How's it going?
Doing great, buddy. Would you like to play a little game with us?
This is how we do it.
Let's do it. This is how we do it.
Want to play a game?
Good callback.
All right, Joe, this is a very easy game. I have a question here. 4 answers. One of those answers is untrue. It's a lie. It's a falsehood. I made it up.
No.
If you can sniff that one out, dog, I'll send you to an Orlando City game coming up on March 23rd. Are you ready?
I appreciate it. Let's do it.
Here we go. It's National Funeral Directors Day.
Oh, fun.
That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about funerals and 1 lie wearing black. Number 1. Black wasn't always the color that represented mourning. Originally, it was white to represent a pure soul. Number 2, it was the Romans who first used gravestones. Number 3, caskets and coffins are different. Coffins are 6-sided, following the lines of the body. Caskets are rectangle. Or lastly, before modern funerals, mourners brought wreaths of rosemary. It represented eternal life and masked the smell of the body. Which of those is a lie?
Number 2 is definitely the lie.
Number 2 is not the lie. Gravestones were first used by the Romans.
Really?
100%. Yep. Proven easily.
These
actually.
are some interesting facts.
You like that, huh?
Yes, I do.
Appreciate that. Who's next, Ross?
This guy was very passionate about not going first. Let's welcome Matthew.
All right, Matthew, how you doing?
We'll see how I'm doing.
All right, buddy. We're talking about funerals and funeral stuff. Here we go. Number 1, black wasn't always the color that represented mourning. Originally, it was white to represent a pure soul. Number 2, caskets and coffins are different. Coffins are 6-sided, following the lines of the body. Caskets are rectangle. Or lastly, before modern funerals, mourners brought wreaths of rosemary. It represented eternal life and masked the smell of the body.
The first one.
That's the one, buddy. You're a winner.
Yay!
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. There you go. Enjoy the game. Maybe you'll be the lucky charm for Orlando City Soccer. That's right. Black was always the color of mourning. Matter of fact, the Romans used it in black togas they would wear to the funerals to represent someone had passed and that they were in mourning for that person.
Still a toga party.
I did not know the that difference between the coffin and the casket.
So what and how they explain it is the coffin is the thing that Dracula used to come out of, but I remember Dracula coming out of other ones. For me, the coffin is during the Clint Eastwood spaghetti western movies because he'd go by and hey, get 3 of this coffin, ready, and it would always be the ones that were like the rectangle or the for your shoulders and your head, then it kind of tapered down to the feet.
Yeah.
That is not the case with a casket, which is always rectangle.
It seems like those would be easier to build, just the rectangle ones.
Right.
Yeah.
And before flowers became the norm, you would always bring a big wreath of rosemary to the funeral as a mourning thing, and you would put the rosemary on the casket. And, of course, rosemary does represent eternal life, but it also masks the smell of the decomposing body. There you go. A couple other things you may not know about funerals.
Smells like poop soup.
Or funeral stuff. Before we get over to Ross Thoughts, do you think you have to be embalmed in America? Is it mandatory?
No.
I would say no.
I'll go, yeah, why not?
It actually isn't. But the funny thing is you answered first. And of all the states, when it comes to funerals and burying people, New Jersey is the most restrictive and has the most laws determining how you do that and what is required.
And that is the top reason I left.
Some funeral directors live at the funeral home. Matter of fact, I believe the one in my hometown did for years. I think he actually still lives in a house on the property, but not actually in the funeral home.
Was that common enough to the point of why we call them funeral homes?
Probably so, buddy, to be honest with you.
It used to be that you would actually display your dead loved one in the parlor.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know if it got the name because funeral homes ended up looking like homes, but you usually would have a wake in your house.
I'll save the weirdest for last.
Ew.
As of right now, the funeral industry is worth how much per year, Ross?
$62 billion.
$62 billion, he says.
That's an interesting guess, isn't
Jackson
it?
Brown.
I will go $40 billion.
$40 billion. Deb, are you shooting it?
I'm going 70.
Should have gone lower. $20 billion.
Really?
$20 billion for them. And then lastly, here you go. This is a good one for you. Up until the mid-1800s, the touch of a freshly executed prisoner, this is what they thought, that the touch of a freshly executed prisoner could heal cancer and other diseases. They had a name for it. It was called the death stroke. So that means that when someone was going to be executed in the public square, there was a large contingency of people in the mid-1850s and before that thought that as soon as that was done, that if you were able to touch that person who was just executed, that vibe that they had cancer healing and skin lesion healing possibilities.
So do you think the person responsible for that myth just made it up or just happened to be cured of something after being exposed to a freshly killed
How about
convict?
this? Could have had a bad flu and it ended that day.
Yeah.
And the brush of death or whatever.
It must have been touching a dead body, I tell you.
Regardless of whatever it was a stretch.
It was a great stretch.
I'm pretty sure. I think what just happened
It's the
was
spirit leaving the body, and then it goes through you, clearing you of your ailments on its way to its heavenly journey.
But what was so interesting
Or
was they
hell.
thought you would get that from an executed convict.
Right.
Yeah, why?
Hey,
yeah,
Yeah,
never a good person.
You couldn't look for a good person in your community who died that could maybe cure disease.
Dude, Murderer John hooked me up. Feel like $1 million. Thoughts?
So the devil's in the details,
It
right?
is,
That's what they say.
Yeah.
I've never really understood that statement. Still kind of don't even know why I said it. But I want to know the details of one aspect that is in everybody's lives about yours. I have questions. It's one of my passions. I will tell you after the break.
We'll do that next.
Uh-oh.
Orlando City SC is on the road to Mexico to face Tigres UANL in the round of 16 CONCACAF Championships Cup. Coverage starts at 10 p.m. Tuesday on Real Radio 104.1.
Heavy delays reported on I-4 this afternoon due to accident activity currently causing stop-and-go delays eastbound on the interstate at Conroy Road. The shoulder is blocked in this area, causing stop-and-go traffic back from Kirkman. Another crash blocks the left lane westbound just before the 408 exit. Looking at your usual slowdowns for those taking the turnpike north and southbound in the Kissimmee area. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Get ready Mills Air presents the News Junkies Just Okay 8 at the Plaza Live March 16th. Spend your St. Patrick's Day weekend with the 3 best friends you never knew you had, and some of their best friends, like Baby Sloth, Young Tapes, the Shabooms, Savvy's Little Helpers, and a band from Sean and C Lane that has yet to be named. So obviously they put a lot of thought into this. Enjoy a beatbox, the original Party Punch, meet Baby Sloth, and hang out in the Mo Zone, courtesy of JustCallMo.com. Just Okay 8, Saturday, March 16th at the Plaza Live. Get your tickets now at realradio.fm/justokay.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Mills Air. You know, with this Florida roller coaster weather, it's always good to make sure your AC is ready to go at all times. That preventive maintenance plan at Mills Air can do that for you, saving your money and detecting upcoming breakdowns as well. They've been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years, taking good care of you. They're Carrier Factory authorized dealers with rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Are allergies holding you back? Take control with Aspire Allergy and Sinus, your one-stop solution for a breath of fresh air. Our expert team offers comprehensive allergy testing and cutting-edge treatments so you can enjoy life without the hassles of sneezing and sniffles. Say goodbye to allergy and sinus struggles and hello to a healthier, happier you. Go to AspireAllergy.com today to ditch those temporary fixes and schedule your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Orlando Science Center has spring break down to a science. Your child can play to learn in Kidstown. Now at Orlando Science Center, it's 4 floors of fun and discovery waiting for you. Explore the technology of transportation with Going Places. Build your own dream creation in the makerspace. Or get face-to-face with the T-Rex in the dinosaur exhibit. Little ones can splash, climb, and tinker their way to learning in Kidstown. And more. Admission includes access to all exhibits, movies, and live shows. Get tickets and info at osc.org.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
As we wonder why school shootings keep happening, someone is lashing out at loved ones. As we argue about legislation, someone is posting threats on social media. As we continue to mourn the loss of innocent lives, someone is planning the death of more. Knowing the signs is the best way to prevent gun violence. Learn the signs at sandyhookpromise.org.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot. so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey guys, this is Heather from New Smyrna Beach, and
Hi.
I'm with you guys. I could not watch Schindler's List, just like I couldn't watch The Passion of the Christ. I can't watch movies that show pain being inflicted like that. It's too much even in a movie, because I just cry.
Oh, you
Anyway, happy Monday.
Oh, thank you.
She has the sweetest voice.
I know, she is the sweetest thing.
You're just like Jim.
No, I did not say I cried. I was just very upset.
You left before that would have happened.
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
Every day.
It's funny.
I wake up.
Sometimes.
I go ahead.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce.
I get water.
It's Ross Thoughts.
I'm a big fan of starting off every morning with ice water. I remember reading that was a healthy thing to do, and I was like, that's the easiest, healthiest thing I could do. Then hell yeah, I'll do that.
It is. The first thing you're supposed to do is drink a cold glass of ice water when you wake up in the morning.
Calories.
Find easy, healthy stuff and do it. And then, so you have that little first baby step for your body. And now you have to, you have like all these little... I don't want to say responsibilities. That's too broad. I would say categories. You have your body, your mind, your soul. You have your home. So I always take care of my body. Bang! Ice water. Sometimes I get a little wild. Sometimes I drink two. I know, dude. Bad boy. Then I go ahead. I get some coffee. I throw that same ice that was in my ice water. I throw coffee on top of that. Sometimes I'll add a little bit more coffee. Throw in some oat milk. Boom. Chug that. Boom. Let's clean. Let's clean. I know, Deb, oat milk. But you like animals, so what a tough place to be in. I would say that cleaning the kitchen is so weird and important to me now. It is a war and a battle that I fight every day. I am obsessed with it. I don't know if people keep telling me that I'm nesting. I have no idea what nesting is.
Oh, yeah, because a baby's on the way. Nesting is making your home better, making improvements to your home, whether it's cleaning or fixing things, because you are bringing a new life into your home.
He said cleaning the kitchen, right?
Yeah. Dude,
and baking bread. You remember he baked bread there.
That's right.
I know.
Just want to make sure we got the right guy.
Cleaning the kitchen, it's as manly as not being able to watch Schindler's List.
It's way different, buddy.
Shots fired.
I'm just saying, I am obsessed with washing dishes, getting it down to a certain degree, and now I have questions. How do you guys use your dishwashing spokes? You know what I'm talking about? Do you guys spoke? Do you use the track or do you spoke? Do you track or spoke? Spoke or track? Talk to me. Feed me.
We're spokers.
So you have a glass.
Yeah.
You're putting the spoke into the heart of the glass.
Into the heart of the glass.
Not unless it's on the second level.
That
on the
was a
second
plot
level.
twist. What do you mean?
Well, because sometimes if you have more glasses than you do flatware or plates, you can put glasses on the bottom level.
And
Never plastic, though.
No, never plastic.
But I go over the spoke, but I think the proper way is to go in between the spokes.
That's the way I do it.
You called it slots.
Yeah, track or spoke.
Yeah, I'm over the spoke guy. I want to impale the glass.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, I want to impale the glass
I like
so it
it to
doesn't
be
move.
a little violent.
Yeah, I do too. I need it to be violent.
Deb, I think I heard you be on the right side of history.
I'm on the track.
You're on the track.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
only
track.
spoke it on the second level. Yeah, because the track holds the glass in place.
Second level. She
hold
smokes
on,
it.
hold on.
She's on the same page.
So now now that's 3 different sides. She goes both ways. She tracks and spokes.
She can't commit.
So on
I'm
the
still
bottom.
here, aren't I?
On the bottom.
Come on,
On
man.
the bottom, you spoke, but
Because-
up top, you don't spoke.
Exactly, because the tracks up top are tall enough to hold the glasses and cups in place without any wobbling around or banging into other dishes. When you go onto the second level, that's made for your pots, your pans, your plates. So they don't have the tracking that they have up for glasses. So then I will spoke to make sure that I don't end up with broken cups.
Does your top rack have the...
Hey, don't you be talking about my top rack.
Does the top rack lean to one side so the glass actually kind of leans a little bit over?
Yeah, which is also another reason why I don't spoke on top.
I'm just smiling right now because Deb's saying, don't talk about my top rack insinuates that there's a bottom rack. And now the mystery continues.
It's on.
It's on.
That's where you spoke.
Oh, yeah. What's the biggest thing you'll throw in your dishwasher?
Oh, I've got a Dutch oven. I'll put in that bitch every time.
My slow cooker.
Can I tell you something? It weighs 25 pounds.
My smell.
And my wife gets super pissed off about it every time.
Because of the track. You're probably doing something on the track when you scoot that thing in.
I mean, I don't think you're supposed to put, like, a 2-year-old dog in there. It weighs, like I'm telling you, the lid from this thing weighs 8 pounds.
No, size-wise, though.
Oh, it's, this big around. I've got another Dutch oven that's even bigger than that I put in there.
I'm the opposite. I can't, if it's large like pots and stuff, I don't put in the dishwasher because I'd rather fill that with 5 plates and wash the pot by hand.
But it's tough because when the spot is available and it's just like a perfect piece, you have that pot, right?
Oh, to me, that's the best. It's like a Lego set. When you can get every last square inch. Just watch Schindler's List.
This is bigger than all of us.
When you can get all the big plates, the little plates, and then you see that one sweet spot for that one saucepan, you're like, oh, yes.
And there's that perfect spot for that little. Oh man, that feels
good.
What's your detergent? Do you guys go pod, powder, gel?
Pod.
What's your machine drinking?
Pod, and it's got to have at least 4 colors in it.
Yeah,
I don't think it works.
Yeah.
You fall for that too. Wait, is there OxyClean in there?
No.
My wife picked up one and put it in the cart, and I looked at her in a full grocery store. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
3 colors? That's never going to clean. That one has like 9.
I kept working down. I'm like, I'm going to find the best cleaning, cheapest one I can.
Oh, a balance.
But the ones that look like gobstoppers are the best.
I got it down to the Dollar General brand.
Of course, Jack.
It's a pod, but it's only powder in the pod, and it works perfectly.
Real, and the plastic is so thin.
Yes,
If you sneeze on it, it comes apart in
You
your
cannot
hand.
touch it with a wet finger.
cannot.
Like if you wash it, you finish the dishes in the sink, and you want to start the dishwasher, you're like, I gotta dry my hands.
Every time I grab one of my laundry detergent pods, it always feels like it's gotten smuggled across the border.
Right, yeah.
And I don't want to know how.
You don't. Do not smell test that.
All right. Where's your trash can? You guys sink? You guys sink trash cans? Jim, you have to be a sink trash can guy.
I don't even know what you're talking
You know
about.
exactly
Your trash can in the cabinet under the sink.
No, it's just to the right of it.
Okay, to the right.
And I have a double one. So when you pull my drawer out, I have 2 trash cans there.
So, but you're a
it's in the
drawer.
cabinet.
But
It's in the cabinet.
It's in the cabinet.
So you're kind of a sink trash can guy. There's
There's
nothing wrong.
Yeah, he is.
Well, don't tell me what I am or am not,
Yeah,
Jack.
you're fancy. You are. It's in the cabinet. That's his point.
If your trash can is in a cabinet, you've tried pretty hard one day. Like you nailed it. And it's cool because now, like, your trash can has a home.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
It's
but
got
then
its own
they're always
apartment.
too small.
They're
No, mine has
always.
2.
Always.
So, Deb, it's like you got my notes. You and I are kitchen besties.
Yeah, we are.
They are
Too
small.
small.
Too small. Well, what am I going to do? Throw away 3 slices pizza? I would never do that. I don't know why that was my example, but
Isn't it like the 13-gallon? It's like a 13-gallon.
Yeah.
Or
The
something like
size.
that. Yeah.
I got a baller trash can. I cleaned it this morning. Goes both ways. It's got recycling on the left, got trash on the right, little foot pedal.
So important to clean them.
It
You
is.
got to take them out and clean them, man. Just got to clean those things. Those bags drip that nasty.
Jack?
Yeah, someone should clean those.
Trash can? I don't think. Yeah, Jack, not on air.
Don't say that,
We
buddy.
don't use this to do that. Jack,
I do all the time.
Jack, we're trying to help, buddy.
Jack, you don't take this the wrong way.
Take it the wrong way.
Oh,
buddy.
come on.
But you are the last person that I would pin as a trash can cabinet guy.
Oh, definitely not.
Right? Why, is it just trash can in the corner of the kitchen,
No,
like open?
I got the stainless steel foot pedal.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Those things suck.
No, they're the best because it seals it so the animals don't get in there. It covers your trash, keeps the smell out.
Get a cabinet can, Jack.
But if you are holding raw chicken or
Show me you
something,
care.
you can use your foot to open it.
Yeah, Jack.
Although when we had our friend Wheelchair Brian over, he's like, I can't throw things out in your trash can. Like, sorry, bro.
That's tough.
You're supposed to be ADA compliant, Jack.
Not in your home. Get out, Wheelchair
Cabinet?
Brian.
No.
No.
I'm
Look at
full
you.
on the side of the counter, lit up.
Look
Yeah.
at you, Jim,
What about you? What?
on top of your tower with your cabinet.
Oh, I don't have a tower. My God, I'm selling the house now. The cabinet was too much to maintain.
Is your new tower going to be larger or smaller?
A massive portion, a little bigger.
Ice machine, by the way, clean those. You have to clean those.
Yes,
Just
you do.
found out that I haven't been, and that might be why I was blowing black stuff out of my face. Who knows?
Because it was coming out of your eyes.
I hate ice machines for that reason.
They
for
are
that reason.
the filthiest part of your fridge.
And the leaks. I mean,
The one thing we did not cover, and we have to get out of here, but I mean, are we going to silverware? Are we figuring that out? I mean, because isn't
forks down.
Yeah, well, do you organize per tray?
No, okay,
Forks down.
Deb just went.
Because I
Deb
got
just
a
went off the
tine.
reservation.
Because I got a tine under a fingernail, and ever since that, I said, screw that. Tines down, bowls up for spoons.
Tines are up because
Tines are down.
No. Tines down means they go into the grooves of the little thing there, and they're harder to get out. Tines up is the answer.
You're so lazy.
Knife down.
Knife down.
Handle up.
Yep.
So lazy.
And spoons up.
What about big knife? You got a kitchen knife.
Got to put that bad boy down.
That lays flat.
Yes.
On the top shelf.
Or you wash it by hand because you're not a lazy SOB.
Oh, you mother.
You know, I'm pretty sure if we just somehow like Dragon Ball Z fused, rest in peace, together as one human being, we
joke.
might be one average person. We might make it.
With a lot of leftover parts.
We got two no cabinet trash can people here.
Yeah, and a really big conflict
Yeah.
on where to put the trash can. And those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Our buddy Ray Trendley from TK Law is up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy delays reported on I-4 this afternoon due to accident activity currently causing stop-and-go delays eastbound on the interstate at Conroy Road. The shoulder is blocked in this area, causing stop-and-go traffic back from Kirkman. Another crash blocks the left lane westbound just before the 408 exit. Looking at your usual slowdowns for those taking the turnpike north and southbound in the Kissimmee area. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
I had so many dreams, but life quickly got in the way. Then, Rasmussen University saw my true potential and gave me the support and confidence I needed to become who I am today. Rasmussen University. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Hey Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line, with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Tools Ace Hardware carries the best brands in grills from Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Napoleon. They also have pizza ovens from Uni and Gosney, and make sure everyone has a place to sit with outdoor furniture from Pollywood. And now they have a service technician specializing in grills to help with any repair or warranty issues. Get free assembly and local delivery on any backyard purchase, $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, 13 convenient locations in Central Florida, including their new store in Hamlin, just open. Or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 24/7 comedy.
Men don't settle down. We surrender. Women, we never express the emotions we're actually feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real New Groove Radio.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, man. The weather was really good all weekend long, really nice. A lot of people made it out to the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Saw a lot of that on social media this weekend, which is awesome.
It's a shame about the weather, though.
Yeah. Being all
like,
perfect.
Yeah, too perfect, maybe.
All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack.
Hi.
And Ross as well.
It's true.
And every Monday at 6:20, we invite this guy by. He heads up TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Office is right there in Altamont Springs. He's a good dude. Matter of fact, it's right there in the name. Give it up for Friendly Ray Trendley.
Yay! Woohoo!
What's up, big dog? How you doing?
I'm just living the dream.
But let me tell you something. You look amazing.
Thank you.
You do.
Wow.
You have lost so much weight, and that suit fits you perfectly. You
Thank
look
you.
very, very dapper today.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, really good, man. Seriously. What are you maintaining to lose this weight? Because, I mean, you've dropped, what, 30 pounds?
More like 8, but I appreciate it.
It's got to be more than that. Come on, dude.
No, I'm balancing right around 8. You know, all I'm really trying to do is eat less carbs. I'm trying to do one simple thing at a time.
Is that your death knell, carbs?
It never was, and I think it was. I could tell you exactly what it was. My wife was pregnant with baby number 2, and she started craving onion rings, and so all the joints that sell onion rings have burgers and hot dogs and all the.
Mm-hmm.
And I really got into.
Keep talking.
I really got into buns, and like you butter them, and you put some little garlic on it, and then you fry it, and then you make a burger, and
we're close.
Yeah. I really got into that, and then in getting into that, I then just started really consuming a lot of carbs.
Can I tell you something? It's so easy to eat terribly because all the terrible stuff tastes so good.
It really does.
But it's so easy to eat. It's so easy to gain weight.
Legit, that's like part of my diet. It's not even like, oh, I should eat this. I can't eat this. It's more like, all right, that tasted way too good, so I got to eat something that tastes like really bad.
Right. Give me something that tastes like ass, quick.
Yeah. Well, and that's why these drugs are taking off right now, is because it's changing the way your brain is processing those pleasure sensors, and so that's why people are able to say like, oh, I'm not going to eat that second piece of chocolate cake or whatever it is.
Yeah, I wonder. That's weird because as an attorney, I can only imagine that as an attorney who deals with stuff like this, that when you see the miracle drug of Ozempic or Wegovy or any of these semaglutides that are really doing miracles for people who have weight issues, and of course they're not even meant for this; it's a byproduct of it.
Right.
But for you have to salivate a little bit. Because we've seen this before, right? Fen. We've seen this with other drugs that were supposed to be the miracle drugs, Olestra, things like that. And for guys like you, who are just waiting for the first case of one of these things after somebody takes it for a year and a half in a row, when it's really not supposed to be consumed like that, you're just kind of almost. I can't say you're waiting because I'm sure you don't want bad things to happen to people for the sake of you having business. But after seeing how the world runs, you have to be sitting back there going, tick tock, just a matter of time before somebody steps out of the fray and goes, hey, I've been taking this for 13 months and I lost my right ear. Well, or whatever the case may be.
And I don't do mass torts, which is what that usually falls under. But what I will say is it makes you a little bit skeptical, right? And I've had the experts who've testified about a lot of the drugs that we use and are pretty common in how they can be misused. And so, for a long time, obviously opiates were that way. And there's a lot of these drugs where they have these side effects where like, oh, this could also be used to treat this, or it could also use to be treat that. And then they're not looking at some of the underlying health conditions because it was never, when they did their big panel, right? And they did their study to say, okay, this is safe for people with diabetes. They weren't looking at people who, were overweight and continuing to eat poorly and make bad lifestyle choices. They were looking at people that were specific for whatever that regimen was, whatever that program was. And so then you see when things get kind of blown out of proportion like this is, that there's going to be these negative side effects that nobody anticipated.
And out of curiosity, is this, if something were to go wrong and if the studies did not show that the lasting, because now we're learning stuff about aspartame and stuff like that, you don't know because there are no clinical trials on this being used at this level for this length or whatever. I mean, who would be, if something were to kind of come up where this had a negative effect on your health after, extended periods of use. Does that fall on the onus of the doctors prescribing it, or does that fall on the onus of the drug maker itself?
Generally, the drug maker is going to be the one who's going to be most responsible
Because
for that.
the R&D is their responsibility?
Correct. And then, conceptually, though, where doctors get into problems is if they know, and I'm just using this as an example, if you go out into the sun when you're on an Ozempic, like you're going to blow up like a balloon, right? If they know that that's a side effect and they don't properly advise the patient, then that's a problem. But that's why we have those 15 pages of disclosures every time you get a new prescription.
Sure, yeah.
So they've kind of figured out some of that to protect the doctors, but it's going to be the drug manufacturers. And I can tell you, there are some of these law firms that do mass tort work where they're saying, oh, do you take Ozempic? Even if you're not having side effects, let us just take your blood for a little while and let's just see how because what they want to do is start building patterns of all these people that are taking Ozempic, and then
right.
Maybe there's a lawsuit there. And I say maybe. There's probably going to be something, right? Because the way I've gone through my whole life, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
That's right, buddy. I mean, listen, man. I mean, we've always heard the magic pill thing. This one seems to have some juice. We are seeing some people are having a difficult time getting off of it or trying to get off of it. There are other people that are having what are the issues, Deborah? Because
nausea.
Right. Stomach. It's stomach issues, right?
Yeah,
stomach,
paralyzed stomach.
I forgot what they call that, but yeah, that's one of the side effects I saw. That's very concerning because once that stops, you can go into sepsis and die very fast.
Sure, exactly.
And so that's one that's very concerning. The addiction components and things like that are also concerning, but that paralysis, if you don't catch it quick enough, your body can go into sepsis fast.
All right, 407-916-1041 here with Ray Trendley, One Firm for a Life. That the two officers were showing affection toward each other while on the job.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to ask, and you may not know this, why is that a problem? I understand, if you're ass smacking in front of the kids, that's one thing, but, if you're just kind of bumping or you obviously have a like for each other and you're kind of flirting verbally or whatever, where would that be? Is there a legal aspect of that you would want to avoid as Seminole County Sheriff's Department?
What I would say is it's not uncommon for government agencies and companies that are affiliated as agents for government entities to have pretty strict policies about fraternization and things like that, right? The concern is always in a situation where the relationship goes south or something, right? Where somebody's treated differently than somebody else, and they try to then link that the relationship as the reason why somebody's being treated better or worse.
Right.
And so it's really not uncommon, when we do these social media review policies for companies, it's usually the government agencies and the government entities that have the most robust policies over social media, because again, they're concerned that their employees, as agents of the county or the city or whatever the case may be, may say something or do something that might violate somebody's rights, and now they've got a massive lawsuit with a lot of public attention behind it.
Right.
And so my guess is that's probably what it's about.
Yeah.
I don't know. And again, I don't know this. I'd be curious as if schools have similar policies.
Yeah, I don't know. We were kind of just saying, hey, what would be cooler than your school resource officers dating each other? The whole school would be kind of a cool story, but obviously there's some kind of protocol that they don't agree with.
And we still don't know the exact level.
Yeah, we
of
don't,
affection,
because somebody said that we did have a parent say that it was a little bit more than maybe you think.
I chose this tone of voice for a reason.
All right.
But, I'll say one more thing just as far as law enforcement goes. Law enforcement and military both have had pretty strict policies about people in relationships serving together, because part of the idea, right, is that, let's say there's a school shooting because there's a school resource officer situation, and one person is concerned about their spouse's well-being versus the children's well-being,
right?
That could be an issue where you kind of want somebody who's emotionally detached from the other agent or officer and say, here, you go take that hall, I'll go take this hall, and let's
got it.
Anyway.
I did want to move on to this thing that you sent here, because I think this is the most interesting thing of the package that you sent over this morning is this. So we knew that AI was going to be a problem up and down, everywhere. We knew that this was going to be an issue. Matter of fact, already certain news outlets are flagging AI political ads. Now we see AI with Kate Middleton caught up with the royal family, faking a photograph or using AI to alter a photograph to, kind of create a story that she's fine because her health is being put in question. But this is one of the most nefarious ways I can imagine AI being used. So the story says a couple of middle schoolers here in Florida used AI to create deep fake nudes of a 12-year-old to 13-year-old classmate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as bad news as it gets, right?
You know, one, we should be appreciative that Florida was pretty forward thinking on this stuff. Last year, and I printed a copy of the statute, last year the legislature made it a crime to promote or alter a sexual depiction of anybody using artificial intelligence. So these two teenage kids, one's 12, one's 13, are being charged for using somebody else's face basically and then superimposing it on a nude image. And I think we've talked about this, or you guys have talked about this before. Artificial intelligence is really hard to figure out if it's artificial intelligence created or not, especially when you're talking about these images, these deep fakes is what they were calling them.
And that's why one of the reasons that when this first came out, government wanted some kind of watermark on they wanted all AI providers to provide some kind of watermark on intellectual property that was created by it.
Right. And so, you know, these fake images, one, are going to be considered child porn, right? And so that's one concern, because we don't care if it's a cartoon or not, if it's depicting children and anything that's sexually explicit, it's going to be considered child porn.
Now, let me ask you, that's an interesting concept. Even though it was only a 12 and a 13-year-old that did it, it's still going to come out as child porn, even though they were also children as well?
The state could certainly charge them with possession of child pornography. And this is, I've had some of these cases too, because kids have cell phones now.
Right.
And they send these explicit videos or pictures to their boyfriend or their girlfriend.
Not realizing they're putting themselves literally in legal jeopardy, but the belief is, well, I'm a minor.
Well, and even then, the editing power, even without AI, is pretty incredible. I mean, I think Ross could probably dial something if he wanted to. Get to it, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
But
That's weird.
Then you've got the parents sending that text message or whatever that is to the other parent saying, hey, this is what your kid is sending me. And now you're disseminating child pornography, right? So it just kind of...
Oh, could you imagine?
That's the case I had,
look what your kid did. Like, what? What are you sending me?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine?
But I had that case. That case. And so it's not understanding where the guardrails are. So one is, I think...
Can you plead ignorance with technology this young and this new? You still can't, right?
No.
There's no lenience at all, right?
So the state attorney in my case was pretty aggressively prosecuting the situation, and we found a workaround that was
trying to make an example
favorable to everybody that my client was happy with, made the whole thing kind of go away. But
got it.
Because it was a stupid decision, but it wasn't a decision that was made with some kind of intent to commit a crime.
Yeah, any malice or anything like that. No history of actions of this nature at all.
Unfortunately, the judge was very understanding of the situation.
Yeah.
But there's some prosecutorial discretion on whether or not they charge with that. But so then they also have this violation of the statute. It's still a third-degree felony, right? So you're talking about still a serious crime. And what's really interesting to me is the idea of it being a non-consensual image. And where I say it's really interesting to me is because the United States Trademark and Patent Office has kind of already started treating these as, well, we're going to treat it as if you're not the artist of it.
Right.
And what they're categorizing this as is non-consensual image taking, almost like I put a secret camera in my bathroom and took a picture of you.
Uh-oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy knows it's not a secret.
Not again.
Which way's which?
He liked it.
But so it's really interesting because what they're really saying is it doesn't really matter whether or not somebody gave you the permission to take half the picture. We're going to treat it as if it's non-consensual no matter what.
Sure, right.
And that'll be an interesting one just to see how it plays out in court because, again, the guidance we've kind of created from the USTPO is we're going to treat this as if you're not the artist, right? Artificial intelligence is the artist. You can't protect that image. But now we're going to say you are the artist for purposes of prosecution. You're creating this non-consensual image. It's just a really interesting dichotomy that's in opposite of each other.
Let me tell you something, man. You don't want to be caught up in that. You don't want to be you don't want to be the precedent in that case. You don't want to be the example because these first cases of this, the judge is going to be making an example. They want people to understand the severity of this stuff as well.
Well, and again, these are teenagers too, so the court's remedies are limited by that. With children and minors specifically, we generally want to see them rehabilitated. We want to see them go back into the world and be productive human beings.
And to be honest with you, and not making excuses for anyone, this is just two stupid kids doing something really stupid.
Sure.
Are they trying to market this stuff? Are they probably just picking on some girl they probably have a crush on, like we did as kids? They're just doing it differently now. No more pulling the ponytail. Now it's putting a nude picture of you up, your face, and superimposed onto another person's naked body.
Yeah, cooties are different.
yeah, exactly. 2024 cooties are way different.
I remember drawing stick figure boys and girls and like holding hands and stuff as a kid and getting in trouble at school.
Oh yeah, way different now.
It's a little bit different. Yeah.
Way different now. Yeah, you see all the stuff now. It's way different.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to shock you both. We're good.
How are you drawing your stick, man, Jim? How many sticks are you using?
Well, there's that one stick that's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is the real problem.
But it is really interesting. And again, they were arrested for this. They're being charged under this new statute. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with this case, because it could be one of those things where, like you said, you're setting the example, and every kid at the beginning of the school year is going to do the DARE presentation, don't do drugs, and then right after that it's going to be stay away from AI.
Right.
Because, you're right. I actually just found that there's a new app on my phone that I can use to make artificial intelligence generated images. And so now, again, every kid in their pocket has the ability to do the exact same thing.
And nothing, like I was saying, Ross, even before AI, could have done it with like Instagram or any of just the apps that you have on your phone. He was able to manipulate it and make something look cool out of something that didn't. If you have a machine that you basically go, hey, make this girl look like this, and it just spits it out immediately, and then you just post it. I can't, to be honest with you, I can't believe that there's no built-in filter for that or no built-in kind of mechanism that, is like a double checking, like a two-factor authentication kind of thing when you are using images of that. And I guess I would have to have the phone registered to somebody under the age of 18, and that would have to kind of go through the company. It just seems so convoluted.
So I try to do one using my own image, and I try to say, make me look like a superhero with some funny aspects to it.
Nice.
And
I thought you meant 12-year-old nude girl. I was like, easy, buddy.
But one of the things it said was like you couldn't use the AI to generate images that might be embarrassing or almost like defamatory was kind of the way it was.
Right. Saving it from yourself.
And I was like, but I want to be a superhero.
I want to be a Cape Donning attorney.
Yeah, and I wanted to. Well, there was some. I think maybe the problem was I was going to have like big fire and explosion, almost like an 80s action movie behind me.
My God. Kiss the attorney.
I was just trying to play with the idea of social media and AI, but I was like, forget this. It got really restrictive on me fast. They're like,
all right.
I uploaded photos of Jim to AI, and I was having fun one day. I have not told them that.
He sends me these weird videos, right? Can I do anything about that?
Yes, you can.
It involves Jim in a bathtub.
Okay.
As a diapered child, or
it's AI Jim in a bathtub. That's also AI that's eating AI spaghetti like AI Will Smith.
I got to tell you, Ray, he didn't prompt that at all. He just said bathtub. You went straight to like in a diaper.
I was trying to think what would be the most embarrassing thing that we could do here.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Let's do last call. Get the hell out of here. We have 4 lines open. Grab one of those and say something funny to us. It's your turn to do the show. A little callback from the program earlier, a little joke you may know. Something funny. 407-916-1041. 4 lines open. Grab one of those, and we'll do last call right after this. And we have...
You heard it here first.
That's right. We'll do that right after this.
Got something to say? Call now, 407-916-1041. Last call, sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250, keyword free heart scan.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Mostly sunny Tuesday, upper 70s. 80 Wednesday, mostly cloudy, small shower chance. Nice Thursday, Friday, mid to high 80s. Probably 88 Saturday. Then the Sunday is just downright hot. Record challenging heat once again this weekend. 91 my forecast on Sunday. Heads up if you got people coming to spring break, Florida next week. Big cold front comes in Monday to Tuesday next week.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation. Hey, listeners, before celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, remember to plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Don't let your luck run out.
Man, here we go with rebathmidfla.com. That is where you get the bathroom of your dreams. And if you do have one of those bathrooms in your home, and it doesn't matter which one, it could be the master bath, it could be the guest bath. But if it's that guest bathroom, you know what happens, man. It makes it so embarrassing to have friends or family over for special events. I know everybody's graduating right now, but in the fall, Thanksgiving will be here. And all those events, you got to go to your brothers, maybe your moms, because your bathroom is so embarrassing. You just don't want to have anybody over. But that can change. Rebath of Mid-Florida can do that for you, man. And they can do it for you with incredible products. Natural stone like travertine and marble, all those beautiful colors, that's available. All those trendy things you see on television and in the magazines, they can do it. Daryl Payne just showed me the 2 bathrooms he got from Rebath. Amazing stuff. They control the entire job. Their employees. They do it in 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And the products you can even see beforehand. Just visit the showroom, 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. You can take their design team, your ideas, their products, and next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom. When they install it, you're all set. This happens every day with these guys. Log on today. Look at the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. A1 is also your one call for garage floors and garage storage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Cracked or worn out bottom rubbers and seals expose your garage door to bugs and other pests, dirt, debris, and cold air. A1 Garage Door Service can replace old bottom rubber and seals in no time. And don't forget about all the moving parts of a garage door system. Wheels get old, cables fray, grease runs out, and tracks move, putting excessive wear and tear on your garage door system. Don't wait until there's a problem. Call A1 Garage Door Service for all of your garage door needs. Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special. Because the garage door is the smile of your home, don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, visit aspireallergy.com to schedule an appointment. aspireallergy.com, and tackle your allergies head on.
Nothing adds crunch to a salad quite like a fresh bell pepper. If the bell peppers you're buying don't sound like this, then they're not fresh from Florida. Florida bell peppers are grown right here in the Sunshine State by our hard-working local farmers. That means they're fresher, crisper, and have a way better. Bell peppers are in season now. So look for the Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop. Fresh from Florida, there's sunshine in every...
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trendley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trendley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
I yelled the F word out loud in my car when I heard trivia today was National Funeral Directors Day because I'm one of those people that lived above a funeral home. My dad was a mortician. We moved out when I was 14 because he got a job at a different funeral home. And what was crazy is years later, there's a YouTube channel of urban spelunkers who actually explored my old house. And it's sad because whoever bought the house after we sold it ended up being a hoarder and trashed it.
Oh, that sucks. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Yeah, the family that's in my hometown, I think generationally, the gentleman that does it now is the second or third generation, and I believe his children are also going to take it over, and they've been there forever. I mean, forever. 407-916-1041. We do have two lines open for last call if you want to grab one of those. That's 407-916-1041. Two lines open for last call. We'll get to you guys here in 1 second. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Ray Trendley dropping by. That's TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Any legal discipline you want to have in mind, personal injury, estate planning, any of that stuff, trip and fall,
contract review, family law, we
divorce,
do it all.
they do it all.
Yeah.
Again, that's TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Deb? It's your time. Let's do it.
Oh.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, this gives us an opportunity to share with you some of the stories that broke while we were on the air this afternoon, including top intelligence officials are warning of the greatest threats facing the U.S. and the world. During a hearing on Capitol Hill today, Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines said authoritarian powers are increasingly trying to undermine U.S. interests. She warned that China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea are expanding cooperation with one another, highlighting the need for, quote, sustained U.S. leadership, end quote. Haines added that emerging technologies, like AI, have enabled bad actors to carry out significant attacks on situations around the globe, saying that the threat of attacks on the U.S. has been like exponentially higher since the October 7th Hamas attack. There's also been a massive increase in ransomware attacks, with U.S. entities the most heavily targeted. Health officials in the U.S. are monitoring more cases of measles. Doctors at UC Davis Health in California are trying to contact around 300 people who may have been exposed to the virus. Officials say a child was treated at the facility on March 5th after traveling abroad. Chicago is also now reporting its first case of the virus since 2019. According to the CDC, as of March 7th, 45 measles cases were reported by 17 jurisdictions in the U.S. Of course, we have at least 10 cases here in Florida. Measles spreads easily when an infected person breathes, coughs, or sneezes, can last for a couple of hours in the air. It can cause severe disease, especially if you're older, complications, and even death. Measles can affect anyone, but it's most common in children. And then don't forget to stop on your way home because there's a whole lot of money up for grabs in tonight's Powerball drawing.
Really?
There was no grand prize winner on Saturday, so the already massive jackpot now stands at an estimated $532 million. Take the cash option and it works out to just over $260 million. Then tomorrow's Mega Millions drawing is worth an estimated $735 million. And you heard it here first.
Thanks, Deb. Appreciate that very much. Speaking of
4
that,
gallons of gas.
who exactly do we have to think today?
We want to start by thanking friendly attorney Ray Trendley from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station, 96.9 The Game. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Thanks, Deb. Jack, we have a question today, boss.
We do. It's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. And have you ever dated a coworker?
Oh, man.
Where do you think it fell, Jim?
Oh, I'm guilty of it.
99%?
Ross is guilty of it. Deb is guilty of it.
Guilty.
Jack is guilty of it.
I'm not. Just so everybody's clear.
Ray's not guilty.
Really?
So if you
Never.
did that, you're looking at what, 80%
Yeah,
then?
but I'm going to go 75%.
65%.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Ray throws in that disclaimer. Ray's been good. We're all good.
Follow all the rules.
Stand up.
Yes, at the end of the month, March 30th, downtown Ocala, Marion Theater. I will be performing like an hour of stand-up comedy there. You can get your tickets on rosscomedy.com.
There you go. rosscomedy.com. Go see my man. He's very funny. Ocala, holla.
I love Ocala.
He's good. You should. They're good people
Horse
out there.
people. I like those horse
Very
people.
good. All right, let's get to it. Let's do last call. Soul Man, last call.
Hey, you guys know why 6 is afraid of 7?
Don't know why.
Because 7 is a registered 6 offender.
Oh my God! I've heard that joke before. I thought there was the
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Mike, last call.
Trendley, keep your mic hot. This is Mike Buzzer Larson here. Ray, what do you call a man with a knife in each leg?
I don't know. What do you call a man with a knife in each leg?
Oh my God, you call him an ambulance. What's wrong with you, Ray? Quack job!
Not awful, Ross.
Yeah.
Okay, it was awful.
Yeah, let's welcome.
Oh, I got it.
My bad.
Party Mom, last call. Take us home.
So I have finally been prescribed an anti-gloating cream. I'm so excited. I get to pick it up tomorrow. I can't wait to rub it in.
Oh. Good job. Thanks, Party Mom. Appreciate that. All right,
That shouldn't have been so funny.
Tomorrow we'll have What'd You Do That's New, Ross's Choice. I'll have something for you before I take off.
Reminder, we have to watch yet when you wake up in the morning.
That's
the
right.
first thing you have to do
First
is
thing.
listen to Beck.
Listen to Beck.
Morning phase.
That's
Morning
right.
phase.
It's only money tomorrow with Scott Brown as well. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Looking forward to it. On behalf of, let's get the hell out of here. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, and our buddy Ray Trendley, again, onefirmforlife.com. That's TK Law. Offices up in Altamont Springs. I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.
Enjoy that later sunset. Bye.
Hey, my little darling baby.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still seeing some slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon, both east and westbound in the Orlando area. Things are heavy for those traveling by the major attractions exits between the Beach Line and 535. Delays also